son of a bitch.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Because you are my friend.
Here we go!
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Super Enabler Bros. I'm Jason, the Corpse Flood Gaming, along with my excellent co-host, Chris, the old ass retro gamer.
It's me!
And we got someone else with us again. We've got the incomparable Mo from Drunken Master Studios. What up, Mo?
Inside movies galore, bitches!
Yes, sir. How are you guys doing?
Excellent.
Yay, yay!
Excellent. I've been actually getting into play stuff and watch stuff. I've had a bit of free time the last few days, so I'm feeling balanced. I was feeling a little lost there for a few days, but I got back into it. I got to play some games and balance myself. So
yeah, it's important, especially this year.
Yeah,
it's almost over.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're chugging through the finish line.
Yeah.
It's been some hefty bullshit, but yeah, we're almost there. We all survived, so that's good. Well, not all of us, but all of us here have. So yeah, I'm glad to be back for another episode. We're actually keeping kind of a good like routine going.
Yeah. 5 episodes, 3-month break. 5 episodes, 3-month break.
We'll get to say that. We get to say that break was like the end of the season. Do that show. That was season 1. You guys didn't know? Oh, I thought I said so. But,
yeah, 5 episodes. I mean, it's like, some of those Netflix seasons are only 8. So
yeah,
right. You guys are right there.
Yeah, it was Mandalorian.
We're doing it BBC style.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Series 1.
Yeah. That was Act 1.
It's like 6 episodes. That's all you're getting. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, you guys been busy lately? Getting to play some stuff like me, hopefully.
Not so much. I mean, I've definitely purchased a lot of stuff on impulse, like digitally on the Switch. So I got all the Doom games on there, and I did beat the first episode of the first Doom game the other day. I'm just trying to relearn them on like Ultraviolence or whatever, so I can go through on Nightmare and like hopefully record that once my Elgato gets here. That'll be good times.
Ooh, so you're gonna start doing some like reviews and stuff, or are you gonna start?
Live streaming.
Yeah, I might get into some of that too. I'm working on upgrading my whole setup and like getting better internet going and just a better setup all around so that I can do some of that stuff, hopefully. Probably a lot of Switch just because of the convenience of all the games that I already have on it. And yeah, I don't know. Probably a little Xbox too with the kid. She enjoys playing some Minecraft and stuff. Don't know if that'll go on the internet.
Hey,
you'll
probably get you'll be like, oh well, I'll throw it up just because it's on here, and then it'll be like your most viewed thing ever because Minecraft
is fucking Minecraft.
Minecraft has a ridiculous audience. So you're like, wow, I
like owns the internet.
Yeah, I don't get it. My kids watch it too. They play it, and then they watch it, and then they. I don't know.
Hey,
my daughter actually asked me about a game that wasn't a phone or mobile game. I was a little disappointed in her choice, but she was asking.
She's not playing Among Us?
She's like, Dad, do you have the new Animal Crossing on Switch? I was like, I do not, on purpose. She's very stoked. Actually, she's been, her and her sister and my son a little bit have been like, can we get our own Switch?
Yeah, buy them that game and you will never see them again.
I actually got them a Switch. I got the Animal Crossing.
He's halfway there.
So I got them the Switch, but it doesn't come with the game. Like the Animal Crossing bundle doesn't come with Animal Crossing.
It doesn't even come with a code. Not even a code.
Not even a code for that shit.
That's some bullshit.
What's the fucking point then? So you can get.
It's
like,
bright.
What's different?
It's bright yellow.
It's got like a blue.
Oh, that's terrible.
There's like a blue.
Play with some embarrassing yellow Switch and you don't even get the game.
Yeah, it's I think it's
the Easter
blue
edition,
and teal or some shit. And then the dock is like, I don't know, flesh color,
pastels.
Yeah, it's a little bit of
flesh dock.
Yeah, it looks alright. I'll have to make it look.
Is that from Videodrome?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it like the Necronomicon, but it'll be cool.
Long live the new flesh.
Yeah, long live the flesh, the flesh doc.
But yeah, so like I'm stoked that they'll be getting their own games because I try to play games with them and it just seems like few and far between when we can link up. Like when I'm home and they're home, they aren't obsessed with some other game or their tablet or whatever, and I have enough time to actually plug something in and play with them. Like we're in the middle of Ultimate Alliance 3. We started Lego Dimensions and they bring it up to me all the time. Like we started that when that shit came out. Significantly far in it, own like 99% of the sets, and then just haven't played it. So it's like, yeah, you can get your own games because you're more
I guess
likely
you're playing with the Ghostbuster ones.
Well, yeah.
I started with the Lego Dimensions with the kid. We were deep in the Disney Infinity for a while. Like,
yeah, those things
I've
took
never
over my
been like an
apartment.
action. Oh, I love them. The figures, man, and just the game itself was a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
I've never been like an action figure dude, and I found myself up there at the Toys R Us. Like, so what's the deal with that Boba Fett? You know, you go get me one out of the back or something.
Were you
real
playing?
quick,
Were you
'cause,
playing the third version of it or the second version of it?
Well, we kind of we progressed through them, sort of,
Okay.
you know. So
Yeah,
we ended up
I started
sort
playing
of
on the
upgrading.
third. Yeah, I started playing on the third, and I thought it was kind of stupid that they segregated everything in it.
Yeah, it is pretty whack.
It made no sense to me. I was like, it'll be awesome to be able to play as like Boba Fett and like Captain America on the same team or something.
Why?
They put in that like arena thing later where you could like do stuff as all of them, but yeah, they missed the ball and not doing some crossover campaigns or something.
Yeah.
You know, they're just trying to sell more shit. You know, sell shit. And
Hey, it worked, man. I was,
Like I said,
I was
like
going broke on that shit.
when
sometimes.
this entertainment system or this media thing was in my other room, this whole little shelf here was just nothing but the figures. This like empty shelf looking thing. It was just nothing but. That's how many I had. I was like, "Fuck this shit! They're going. I got to sell them all."
Yeah, I got a little like
I
those
still
little
got them.
shelves.
Yeah, I brought them to the local half price books, and they're like, "We will take these because these will sell instantly." Unlike at the local Walmart.
Yeah, that's how I got into those. I got the first one when I bought a PS3 bundle, but I've got 2 and 3 for Xbox One that I got on like Walmart clearance for like $5, and then they were clearing out all the figures, and I just nabbed them all up.
Yeah, I just kept the only ones I still have are I have two of the two Tron ones for Part 3. I have them still boxed in the other room, and that's about it.
Of course you do.
Those were
You
cool.
have to.
That one dude was really fun to play as. The Hulkbuster, like Iron Man.
Oh,
one
yeah.
is a
Oh,
big
yeah.
one. It's
Yeah.
beefy. You can like knock out an intruder with that, I think.
Yeah, that was, yeah, you could replace the bedpost with it. Like I got like a bunch of the Marvel ones. I'd say I have most of the Marvel ones, and then I've got a couple rando shits from the other ones. But one I wouldn't get into was Skylanders, and somehow I ended up with like a gigantic bag, or 2 gigantic bags of Skylanders. I'm like, well, this is where you stay. They're like by my furnace in the basement. I'm like, they haven't even made it with the rest of the game collection yet. I'm just, I don't miss them.
us! Save us!
But yeah, but them Legos
Yeah.
are like taking up a whole shelf.
There's
At
some
least
cool
you have-
sets they did for that too, you know.
You at least have a Spyro.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, the Skylanders, I probably have like the good majority of them. I know there's like 5 games, but I think I got almost all of them on Wii U or something from somebody. I think that's what it was. Yeah, I got like 4 of them on Wii U, and I'm like, all right, maybe the kids will play it. Cool. But it was just part of a bundle because I wasn't, I was avoiding that shit. I don't need more sharp things to step on.
Right, and it becomes a money sink, you know. With like 3 of them going on at once, I kind of had to draw the line. So that's why I very, very reluctantly bought a few of the Dimensions sets for her, but I pretty much just kept it in the Infinity, which I'm glad that I did, even though they killed the game, and it was all a waste of time.
Yeah, I was able to snag some good deals on the remaining Lego ones that I wanted, but that was a massive gateway drug into just buying Lego sets, because I was like, we had a few Lego things, but nothing too much, and then I bought those and watched my daughter how much she got into it, and I was like, it's when I still worked at Walmart, I like would look across the aisle because I was in seasonal, and the toys clearance wall was like right by my department. and I'd see shit as soon as they put it up. I'm like, huh, that $150 Lego set's like $40. I guess we collect Lego now, and I don't really collect Star Wars, but I've got like a shit ton of Star Wars Lego out of nowhere. So it's always fun. It's a project. We don't do puzzles. I'd consider that our puzzle time. We get together, all the kids and me, and we build Lego. So it's pretty decent. It's like, build it. Okay, never touch it again.
Hey, it's about the journey, though, man. You know?
Yeah.
What about that Ghostbusters firehouse?
Hey, fuck you, man. Why do you have to poke that wound?
Just poke it. If you don't stop picking, it won't heal.
Yeah, one of these days I'll own it. I could have owned it, but yeah, that's my.
I just can imagine the picture that somebody on the front seat of that car would have taken of you guys with that goddamn mammoth box on your laps.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I didn't buy it, is because we were just leaving Midwest Gaming Classic. Everyone was in a rush to get out of there because of that ridiculous snowstorm. And then I was like, I've already got a lot of shit that I feel like an asshole for taking up 3/4 of the trunk with. Should I also buy a giant Lego set and then be like, where's this going to go? Who wants to hold it for me? So I was just like, no, there'll be another
I made
time.
them ride with those bricks, man.
That box was huge.
Yeah, we're friends, right? We're friends. I don't know. I'm reconsidering it. Well,
tied to the roof.
Yeah,
I'd probably do it for you, you know,
until it's on your lap for 8 hours.
What was the truth? You'd be like, let's start building it at least.
Yeah, let's get the base going.
Let's grab. They number the bags. We just have one little bag. It's not a big deal. And then knowing our luck, we just it would just be everywhere. As soon as we step out, forget it's in your lap.
Like,
Shit.
Yeah, shit, and especially in like the back seat, it's easy on a dark car ride to just lose a bunch of shit. I swear, one time we went on this road trip, and this buddy of mine was like back there rolling blunts, and then after the trip, it was like just weed everywhere. Like he was Edward Scissorhandsing the shit back there. It's like, I don't know what the hell is
happening.
happening.
The window open.
You're taking bumpy back roads. It was like the Jackass movie when they're tattooing Steve-O in that dune buggy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Never brought up that he had a whole bunch of paper cuts on his tongue.
Yeah. It was. So yeah, I'm kind of glad they're doing away with that shit. That was getting to be, do you ever notice like every generation there seems to be a thing that comes out that they just capitalize on until they just absolutely kill it. Like Guitar Hero was like the gen before, where they're just like Guitar Hero and Rock Band shit. It was like 2-3 a year were coming out at one point, and then people were like,
especially Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I'm sick of this shit. Yeah. Like
I love Rock Band though. Don't you talk about my Rock Band.
They weren't.
I will shank a bitch.
They weren't as egregious with that. They like what they made one.
It was like one a year, but I mean, Guitar Hero there was like 3 or 4 of those a year.
Yeah, they'd be like, yeah.
There's another expansion.
And then you couldn't even go on the marketplace because every week they had like the big dump of new songs would come on there. Like get a separate folder for these to all be in. Damn it. Yeah, like I don't know. I like it, but yeah, I need less shit taking up space in my house, so I'm gonna try to be more conscious to avoid this kind of shit.
To quote Herman Cain, blame yourself.
I do blame myself. I can't not buy things. The Lego game wasn't aimed at kids. That was aimed at adults. Clearly,
yeah. It's like all a bunch of nostalgia shit.
Yeah, it was all this 80s movies and shit, and the newest thing was like Teen Titans Go.
Like I found myself wanting some of them before we even bought the game, just because it was like, oh, that's pretty rad. They'd look neat just on a knick-knack shelf or something.
Yeah, it's the DeLorean. Yeah, you're like, I don't know. And then the way they divided up was very, very well thought out too.
Did they have Gremlins ones too?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They got the camera and Gizmo and the Gremlin. I think was what they got. Yeah, they're all fun, but yeah, got down to the take up space. It's one of those things you're like, I can't even throw the Lego, like the Infinities and Skylanders. You can always chuck that shit in a drawer. You can't do that with the Lego one because then you're like, fuck, where's his arm? Where's the 3/4 of it? They all just got squashed in there. So it's like, this has to be on the shelf. So, no, it is what it is. So, yeah, what kind of shit you guys been watching lately? Seen anything cool? Besides Mando?
Yeah, besides Mando.
Mando. Let's
Yeah,
talk about
I
Mando.
haven't even watched that shit yet. I'm
Oh
waiting
my
for
god,
for it to all be out.
yesterday's was so good.
I mean,
It's taking a lot of willpower.
I get it with you know, like on the same way when something's hyped, I just avoid it entirely until everyone's not talking about it. I'm like, finally I can enjoy this and stuff. But
I just hate
Mando,
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I definitely watched the first season. I was just talking about this season. Like I was like, you know what? That was painful last time. I'm gonna wait until it's all out, and then I'm just gonna kick ass with
I
it,
I just hate having to like stay off the internet all day Friday when I'm at work, so I can come home and like watch it without having it already spoiled for me by people who like stayed up until midnight and it gets released and they watch it the moment it's available.
And then immediately
post
tell you about it. Yeah. They like everybody's doing it. Like everyone's simultaneously watching it. You're like, you dicks. Yeah. There's a reason.
I've been missing other shit, dude, because the only like thing I know to combat that is the second you see. I did it with Game of Thrones too, waiting for that to finish. Like the second you see a picture or anything Mando, or you just like scroll, you know, like, God damn it, you know, and then I'm missing other people's shit, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. I feel you on Game of Thrones. I would avoid it till this season was over, and people are like, how can you do that? I'm like,
easy.
I haven't started it, so I haven't gotten back into it. So
I keep myself occupied with video games.
Yeah, exactly. Like
there is other shows out there.
I'm a video game collector. I'm more than just watch it. I'm used to anticipating shit for like years before I get to experience it. So
come on, man! I had to wait over a year to play Spider-Man on the PS4.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So it's like it's no skin off my back to wait as long as like some asshole doesn't wreck it. And then it was the same with like another show I did it with was Walking Dead, but then I just got so tired of hearing of it. It just like killed anything about me even wanting to watch it. But I would do that with that too. My buddy'd be like, I'm gonna tell you, I can't tell you. I'd be like, go ahead, man. I don't really care. Because you're gonna tell me about the people drama. I'm there for the zombies. So tell me about, I don't care who died. I just hope it looks cool when I watch it.
See, I was lucky going into that one because I'd like binged through all the comics. So
yeah,
the comics are good.
Yeah, that's
it's so good.
Yeah, so it was like that. I was stoked on it when it came out, and like, I think it just bummed me out. The people that would usually be like, zombies, were like just gung ho for it, and you're like, fuck you, man. You're talking about my gross T-shirt last year that had zombies. You complained about it.
Revenge on them by just suggesting fucked up movies for them to watch. Like,
go and watch City of the Living Dead. You'll love it.
You like Walking Dead? It's actually
you like lamb intestines coming out of people's mouths. You'll love it.
Check out Dead Alive. I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah,
just give them necromantic and tell them it's about like a romance in a zombie world or something.
Yeah, it's the prequel to Warm Blood. Or Warm Bodies. It's the prequel to Warm Bodies.
They're waiting the whole time for a zombie to show up, and they're just doing
that.
Yeah. What is all this?
Did he just pop someone's eyeball out of his mouth? Yep.
As one does, you know.
Yeah.
Why would you not? So, yeah. Well, I've been watching a whole lot lately, so I want to hear what you guys are watching.
I started watching that Lee Remini show on Scientology.
The fuck is that? I never heard of that.
I guess it was on A&E. Lee Remini, who was on King of Queens, was a Scientologist, and she got out like in 2017 or something. No, 2013.
Something like that.
And now she's doing like and she's doing like a show trying to expose all the abuse and stuff that takes place inside the church.
90% done by Tom Cruise.
No, nothing. He has nothing to do with any of that stuff, according to them. Like he's just there for show.
Dude, you look into fucking John Travolta's eyes recently, like that guy's. I'm not sure he's human anymore. I don't know if that's John Travolta.
He's just out of it. Maybe having Kelly Preston around was like his rock that kept him centered, but now that she's not around, he's just kind of like full in on the Scientology thing.
Yeah. I think he done got replaced by one of those Zetons or whatever.
Yeah, the Thetan. Yeah.
It's not John anymore.
I just finished the second season, and there's like 3 seasons of it so far, and it's really kind of freaky, the kind of stuff that people talk about happening.
It sounds scary, man.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't want to really go into it, but it's kind of disturbing at times.
Shit.
But I usually don't watch kind of stuff that's just all about ragging on something like that, but I have an ulterior motive for watching it. I'm not going to ruin what it is, but I'm kind of doing it for research purposes.
You're thinking
Also,
of getting into Scientology?
No, not even.
Oh.
I mean, okay, I guess I kind of am the same way in that I don't really go in on like the documentaries that are sort of trying to dissect normal religion. But if it's made up shit out of a sci-fi book, I'm down. I'm down
So
to ridicule that.
it's just like there's one point where Lee Remini's talking about how when you reach a certain point in like a progressing up the ladder, they tell you what is really going on and why everyone's really there, and they tell you the whole Xenu thing. And like she says that even she like looked at her mom was the person who gave the note. It's a note that you read that is like in a lockbox that they give to you to read. And when she said her mother passed it to her, when she read it, she looked at her mom. She's like, "What the fuck?"
God damn!
And her mom goes, "It's amazing, is it?" She's like, "No." It's just.
Do you
It's
ever
just
think about like just joining a cult for a while, just to get in on the craziness for a bit, and then bail eventually? You know.
I mean, I did get approached when I visited my brother in LA. I did get approached by a Scientologist. I went to visit. We're on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it's right by the Grauman's Chinese Theater. And I think we were going to go see Force Awakens that day. And we walked out of the theater, and they had set up a table out front where they had those stress test machines, like the I can't remember what they're called. The thing you hold the cans in your hand.
Feet meters or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh,
and they're like, "Hey, would you like to take stress tests?" And I, for some reason, I don't know why, I quoted Friday to them, and I went, "No," and I walked away.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm just talking about getting in on one of those cults where they'll give you like the jumpsuits and the Nikes, and then just being like, "Nah, I don't want to ride the comet."
I want the bubble wrap suit from Dude, Where's My Car? That's what I want.
And when you're drinking the Kool-Aid, you kind of turn your head and pour it on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Just dump it in a house plant.
But yeah, it's
I just
interesting.
came for the
and
Cortez, baby.
Yeah, it's like it's interesting and it's like freaky at the same time. So it's kind of got me hooked.
Yeah, well, it's kind of cool to just watch shit about how fucked up the world is, and then kind of keeps you awake to it. So you're like, oh, this kind of shit happens. So be on your toes.
Oh, for sure. And just avoid those stress tests. You know, that's how they get you.
Don't hold the cans.
I've just been watching a ton of anime, dude, because I ordered a lot from like the Sentai Filmworks flash sales over the last few months. So.
Hentai, what?
I haven't seen it.
None of that yet.
I got one for you that it's grandma approved.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit! Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about? Weren't you in that stream when I was talking about that story?
Oh yeah, we talked about it on here too, I think.
Did we? I thought Mo, you were in that movie stream of mine where I was talking about that hentai that my friend's grandma watched with us.
Oh yes, I do remember.
You wouldn't be hungry either.
About that.
You wouldn't eat either if you've seen the things I've seen.
That's classic. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing like super noteworthy, I guess. I mean, it's been a variety of series. In terms of movies, I've been attempting a Harry Potter marathon. They're actually all sitting right here. Borrowed them from my mommy. She's a big fan of it, so I'm hoping to find something in it, or at least watch them so I can talk to her about the shit. You know,
is it your first time watching these?
I've seen the first two like back when they were in the theater, and then I've seen them a couple of times since in attempts to marathon them. But I always sort of lose interest or get drunk or something.
That's the thing. They get really good after the second one.
That's what I keep hearing. So I've gotten back through those, and I'm about to start the third.
That's my thing. Is I really don't like the first two, and after that, I think that's where they actually like grabbed me.
I think it's an issue. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, bud.
Oh no, I had nothing to add.
I think it's an issue of just that they were still sort of dipping the toe in the water with those first two, so they don't really have that vibe of the other ones from what I've heard.
I blame Chris Columbus.
Yeah, there's a lot of Home Alone in that. That first
well, that's the thing. Is like he's all about being schmaltzy and shit like that, and then like that's what I think bugs me the most about the first two. And then you watch a third movie, and it's like, oh, we're going dark.
Yeah, that's what people keep telling me, man. I mean. So I'm looking forward to that, and then other than that, I've just been sort of like, you know, picking through the Zatoichi collection, which we'll take a look at later on when we show some stuff. But just good times, man. Lots of samurai. So it's
absolutely.
I checked out Peppermint on Netflix.
Peppermint? What the fuck is that now?
It's the #4 movie on Netflix right now. The #4 most watched movie.
So
Jennifer Garner, where it's basically her La Femme Nikita.
You lost me already at Jennifer Garner.
I guess it came out like 3 years ago, and like nobody saw it, and then Netflix picks it up, and it's like the most watched movie, one of the most watched movies they have, and it's basically her family gets killed by gangbangers, her daughter and her husband, and she tries to get them put in jail, the people that she saw do it, and they basically throw it out because the judge and the lawyers are paid off by the drug runners. And she like disappears for 5 years and comes back, and she's basically an assassin.
Oh
yeah.
And she goes after all of them, and it's like an hour and a half of her like just either kicking ass or getting her ass kicked.
Is it better than Elektra?
And dude, I've had bowel movements that's better than Elektra.
Yeah,
I can vouch that that's probably true. I mean,
yeah, it's a horrible movie.
I think most people have, you know.
It's not bad. It's mostly most of the time when I was watching Peppermint, I was just saying to myself, like, "Oh wow, she really wishes that there was an Alias revival right now."
I totally remember that. Now that we've been talking about it, I think I've seen the thing for it, but
it's not horrible. It's worth watching at least once. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad though. It's worth. I mean, she's pretty good at action scenes and stuff. So I mean, I can't complain.
Okay. Well, going back to the Harry Potter thing, like I was devoutly against watching Harry Potter for many years, to even like the point where we went to Universal Studios, and like right when they were opening the Harry Potter part of the park, we went through the whole thing, and I was like, oh yeah, that was pretty cool. My wife was like, so you gonna watch those movies? No, not really. Until it's well done. And
did you go and get your wand?
I had fun. No, I didn't. And then it took me like several years, to the point like where I refused several times. I even bought her the box set, didn't watch it with her. And then one day I just like threw it on without bringing it up. The kids were just sitting there, and I was like, yeah, let's throw them Harry Potter. And she's like, are you going to sit and watch it with us? She thought I was just like trying to distract everyone while I like went somewhere and played some games or some shit. And it's like, yeah. She's like, oh my God. And then she just like came and held my arm, like it was the nicest thing I ever did. Just watching me. So we watched all of them. I've only watched through them the once, but recently my oldest is taking a big interest in it. So they've been watching through them all. I think they're on the last one now. I think is the only one, but they've been getting right into it. My big holdout on it was like I can't care about a movie where kids are the main characters.
That was kind of where I was. I mean, it's, you know, I'm definitely been guilty of just being like, well, what the fuck do I want to do with those?
Yeah, but you like the
Lord of
Goonies.
Rings, you know.
Yeah.
That's where I started looking at it from too, where it's like, you know what, I do like all these friggin' like classic kids movies, and this is Chris Columbus did it, you know, the first one. So that was a big draw for me to actually kick off this marathon and be more serious about it. Was like, maybe there is some shit in there I like, you know.
Like I said, they do get good. They do get really good.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they definitely do get better. Like the first two weren't awful, but I got the same feeling. I got kind of a little bit better than watching like the Narnia films, where I just refused to watch after the first two. And I watched the second one. I was just like, no, these are. I just kind of like viewed them in that light. Like it's just probably just gonna be like the Narnia films, and those I hated them.
Yeah.
So I was like, the Narnia films were so bad they stopped me from watching another film series. But yeah, eventually I've been watching, and everyone's like, you love Lord of the Rings, you'll probably like Harry Potter. I'm like, don't even start that. Like, don't set it up. Don't preface it with you like Lord of the Rings. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be as good as Lord of the Rings. Now you've got those shoes to fill, and I don't see that happening.
That's a high bar to pass.
Yeah. Oh. Well, you like Star Wars. You like some other sci-fi movie. You're like, probably not as much as Star Wars, so thanks for fucking shooting it in the foot before it even gets going.
To be fair, they might be better than the Hobbit movies, you know.
Anything's better than the Hobbit movies.
I enjoy them, but they are kind of trash compared to the Lord of the Rings. It's just different levels of quality, you know.
Well, it's because they drew them all out to be They stretched everything so thin.
And
2 movies wasn't
they
enough.
deleted so much footage just so that they could make more money off the extended editions. So they cut out like stuff that would make the movie make more sense, just so they could have you buy the extended edition on home video.
Assholes.
Yeah,
I think those got a 4K recently, didn't they?
yeah, I think they did. Like both of them got a set of 4K releases.
Yeah, they were at Walmart yesterday when I was there, and I was like,
I almost bought
kinda
the
one
Back
of
to the Future one though.
If I remember right from the photos too, it's kind of one of those things where they look sort of lame by themselves, so you want them both to sit next to each other because I feel like it made like a design, you know.
yeah, I've got
It's a conscious choice.
I've got the extended of the Lord of the Rings on Blu-ray already, and then
Yeah, I got those too.
I've got the 3 Hobbit ones in 3D, so I don't know. They were all free, so can't complain.
See, I kind of want to get them because they're 3D, but I couldn't even stand the first Hobbit movie, so I'm kind of reluctant to even buy it.
You don't
Did you
want to
not
see
even-
that shitty
have you not even
CGI
seen
just
it?
popping it. You know?
Have you even seen the second and third one?
Nope.
They're good. They're good.
I hated
enjoy
the
them.
original one so much. I was like, I'm never watching another one of these again.
Okay. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought the second 2 were definitely better than the first one as well. Like,
Yeah, I got into an argument with my at the time girlfriend's dad because of it, because we all saw it together, and he was so into it he actually wrote like Elvish poetry, like he knows the Elvish language.
Sweet. Do you wear like a cloak and like fake?
Not
hairy
really,
feet?
but like he's just really into Tolkien stuff. And then when we walked out of the theater, he was just like, "So what'd you think?" And I went, "Eh." And he just went like,
You were breaking up with him.
like he didn't have words. He couldn't express how angry he was that I didn't like it.
well, and you know, to be fair, even as good as like Lord of the Rings is, I think my favorite shit's always just going to be that old Rankin and Bass Hobbit movie. If I really had to throw down like a favorite of all of the stuff, you know.
Frodo of the Nine Fingers
Yeah.
and the Ring of Doom.
I thought that was Leonard Nimoy as a little kid as the voice of Gandalf. It's totally not. And I accidentally misquote. Like, I didn't bother to look it up. I was so confident in this shit. So back in the day on the channel, I reviewed it and I was like, yeah, it's totally Leonard Nimoy. And I pointed to the fact that he did like the Hobbits album too, which is true.
Yeah,
It's
he did
just
do that,
he didn't.
Yeah,
do
he sang
anything
that
new.
song, man.
Damn.
Oh god, that music video is timeless.
Oh God, when he's got a roll of duct tape on his finger that he's spinning around as the ring.
The only thing I've really gotten into as far as shows lately that's anything new was Preacher. After finishing off The Boys season 2, I'm like, I need some more Garth Ennis action. And I always like
Titans, man.
I always enjoyed, but now I got 46 or so episodes of Preacher to watch. So I was talking to my wife about watching Titans season 2, and we're gonna commit to it, but she hasn't been available. She's been doing tattoos and piercings nonstop, so that's cool. But we don't hang out anymore. It feels like so. Or when we are, we're just. It's like immediately fall asleep time. So it's like I'm not turning anything on. You're just gonna fall asleep. So, but I've been into Preacher. Either of you guys watch Preacher?
Nope.
No, I haven't. I've heard good things. Same thing with The Boys. That's one I was kind of sitting on.
The Boys is so good.
You definitely recommend that.
It's been years since I read through the comics, and I don't think I ever actually finished all of The Boys, because back when I was reading them, they were
really like the show. Is it?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a lot. There's a lot of crossover themes, but yeah, it's kind of like the Marvel movies where you're like, oh yeah, it's based on it a lot, but they change it a bit to keep it interesting for fans who aren't like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. You know, they got to keep some stuff shocking and can't believe that happened. But a lot of it's pretty close to the comics from what I remember.
All I know is that the last episode of the second season had me screaming at my TV. In a good way. In a good way.
You've got a hearty recommend from both of us on that show.
Yeah.
And Preacher is also very Garth Ennis. A lot of splattery people in that one too. Like right off the bat, someone explodes, and I'm like, all right. get into this.
Right off the bat in The Boys, someone explodes.
Yeah, this is what I. This is
In
what I
slow
want.
motion.
This is what
Oh,
I
man.
wanted. Yeah, this is what I wanted, and I got it immediately. So yeah, I'm only a couple episodes in, but when I'm chilling in the game room and I'm working on something, I've been throwing it on. So that's my new go-to show. For our movie night last week, revisited a movie that the other guys hadn't seen. We watched Train to Busan.
Yeah.
And I knew we were going to watch it, so I picked up Peninsula. I don't know. I don't speak Korean.
Peninsula. Peninsula. Come on. Come on. Come on, bro.
Yeah, so I'm going to check that out soon. Obviously, Train to Busan is an excellent zombie movie, but
Isn't there that animated one too for him?
Yeah, there's a prequel. Yeah, that's a prequel to the first movie.
Like Soul Station or something like that.
Yeah,
Or is that
yeah. It's on Amazon. That's right, because that's where I saw Train to Busan was on Amazon Prime, and someone told me that the animated prequel's there too, and it is. I just need to get around to watching it, and I still need to watch Peninsula.
You might assume that I would see it. A lot of people rightly assumed that would be a movie that I would watch, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
The first movie?
Yeah, any of them.
That's
so I'm looking
so
forward.
good. It is so good.
yeah, it was really good. Many beers were had, and
it's just like
it's a movie you got to read, but
it gets you emotionally involved, though. That's the thing. It like really makes you give a shit about those characters, which is what I like about it.
And what I liked about it is that you do have to read it. So we were talking and shit, but I was still watching it and reading it while we were talking. So it was like perfect.
It's
Not
nice.
like, it wasn't a lot of shut up, I can't hear this shit. It was like I can hear the screaming and I can just read what's going on. So yeah, it was a perfect have some buddies over and have some beer movie.
Very
So
cool.
I'm
man.
hoping the second one's good. I'm hoping the second one's as good.
I do not hear good things. I hear it's Fast and the Furious.
Well, maybe there's a reason.
It's you definitely well, of course you're going to give it a go. You bought it, but it's I don't know. I feel like stuff like that where the first one everyone's so damn hyped on it, it's hard for the second one to live up to it. So it might be appreciated more in retrospect by some of those people, hopefully, or it's just shit.
Yeah, it's nothing but really bad CGI car chases.
And well, that's the fact. Well, I was gonna say, if going up against a lot of modern horror, I don't have high expectations anyway. Like, Train to Busan's like a diamond in the rough as far as I'm concerned, because I'll hear, oh, this is good, and I'm like, yeah, and I don't even check it out anymore. I used to go on people's recommends of new horror movies and be like, oh yeah, I'll check it out, and then I'd be like, Jesus Christ, this sucks so hard. So like everything's just jump scares now. There's nothing to it, and when I do find one I like, I really like it. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, there is those gems that come out that I get hyped on. Color Out of Space, I think, was like the last one I can really remember being super fucking pumped on it because it was weird as shit. I think it feels like it's like one or two a year that are actually worth the hype that they seem to get, and then the other ones are just kind of that was all right.
Yeah, just
was only $10.
And, and the thing with horror though is like, especially when you love like cheesy horror and shit, like your bar's not even that high. It's just like they've got the tools to do everything now, but it's just like they just rest on the laurels of being able to do it, that they don't make anything actually interesting, or they overexpose the thing because they can do good CGI to make it scary. But you're like, no, I don't. I want to barely see this thing. I want to not know what kills it in the first scene.
Some of that mystery to the horror, like
right away.
That. Last time that's factored into my movie recommendations tonight.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm excited to see it anyway. Like I'm not hyped, but I'm hoping it's at least watchable and not just a bunch of bullshit.
I mean, going based on people's sort of feedback on it, maybe just a few more beers might be required.
Maybe something stronger like some vodka.
Yeah, pregame with some mixed drinks. Something.
I got some
Get some Long Island iced teas going.
It's very doable. It's right there in the fridge by the beers. So at first the beers aren't cutting it. I'll deal.
Graduate to the higher ups.
Remedy it.
It's a very, very minimal nudge to get me to start drinking some Crown. So is what it is.
It's good stuff.
Well, speaking of movie recommendation, what are you feeling? What do you got
It's time for that there. I got Death Dream. It's pre-Black Christmas Bob Clark directing this bitch. It's got early Tom Savini effects in it when he was still like apprenticing under some dude.
Is that after Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things?
It might be, or right around the same time. I think it's 72, maybe 74.
Okay, that's after Children. Yeah,
it's pretty damn good, man. It's basically just I guess apparently it is one of the first movies to deal with like, you know, maybe PTSD after Vietnam or something like that. They don't get too deep with it. Basically, these people get like, you know, the letter saying that their kid was killed in the war, but then he just randomly shows up back home, but something's not quite right about him. I don't want to ruin the mystery, and they never really go into fully explaining like why there's something messed up with this guy now. You know, go ahead.
That's what we were saying. Like they don't overexpose it. You're like left to kind of interpret it for yourself. Kind of thing.
First Halloween.
Yeah.
I could see a comparison there. They don't give you a ton of motivation. They're just like, maybe, you know, I will say this because it doesn't spoil anything you couldn't just read on the friggin' case or like take from the trailer. He might not be actually alive. It is possible he did get killed over in Nam or whatever. But they never really tell you. You just know something's messed up with him and sinister things start happening around him. And it genuinely still creeps me out, man. I hadn't seen it since maybe like tail end of high school before I ordered this Blue Underground version of it here, and it held up. You know, I thought that maybe I might be kind of bummed on it because it's not super bloody or gory. This actually is one you could like throw on and watch with your kids, with the exception of the puppy dog scene. Yeah, but it happens, I guess. It's worth looking at, though. In those early Tom Savini effects, there is a transformation of sorts that takes place in the movie. You'll enjoy that. So I can't recommend it enough. I think it is currently available on Tubi for free as well.
Well, sweet. Well, you had me at Savini, so yeah, I'll definitely be checking.
The Burning.
Good one.
Hell yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I figured it was a good choice just because, like I said, you know, that mystery of the terror. They do a good job of like explaining enough so that you don't feel frustrated like you didn't get some type of a hint at what the deal is, but as you said, they don't beat it to death, so the gimmick is intact throughout the whole movie. And
awesome. Yeah, I like when it's open-ended too, so you're like, what happened, and was it like this the whole time? And I like having
it lets you wonder, you know,
like thinking about a movie like a couple days later, like, man, that was good. I'm gonna, you know, then you just end up watching it again, see if you like missed a clue about what was going on. That's like,
it's the Sixth Sense.
I like to be intrigued by it. Yeah, I like to be intrigued by a movie.
Yeah,
it'll certainly do that.
So you guys mentioned you're not getting to play a lot of stuff lately.
I mean, other than Predator, Hunting Grounds, which basically has taken over everything I've been playing lately. Like I played my roulette game a little bit.
A little bit. So it was a short game and you beat it?
Huh?
It was a short game and you beat it?
No. But like, yeah, because of Black Friday and the price of Predator Hunting Grounds went down to like $10. Like everyone I know bought it, and everyone suddenly wants to play. And I hadn't played it since May.
Yeah, we were playing it pretty hard there for a couple of weeks. And
yeah, and like I was playing it last night for 5 hours with everybody.
Sweet. Well, yeah, we got like enough people that we can hopefully get 5 of us together to play. But it's been hit and miss at least every night, except for one. We've been maybe 4 people, 3 people. So
we had 5 people for that one game where we played the private game, where I was the predator and I was sucking as it.
Yeah, the most unthreatening. The first round was the most unthreatening I've ever been by the predator. Like, are we just gonna get on this helicopter now? I even waited.
And I'm sitting there going like, "Wait up for me, guys! I'm coming."
I think I finally know where you guys are.
You're gone.
You're too mudded up. It was but that second time was pretty sweet.
I suck as the predator.
But it's because you got an 80% chance of not being the predator.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be the predator,
I was the predator twice.
And if you want to be the predator, you got to queue up for the predator basically, because it
takes like 3 times as long.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not gonna. Yeah, 3 times at the low end. So I've waited 15 minutes to beat it, and then I'm like, I suck at this. But yeah, you don't get practice at something, you're going to suck at it. Because it plays a lot different than Fireteam. But it's still a great game. Hopefully we can get another more full team things, because I was hoping we'd get to rotate and all get a chance to be the Predator. But then our team started falling out, having to do other shit.
Yeah.
So what are you guys playing this on?
PS4.
PS4.
Nice.
Yeah, it's along the lines of like the Friday the 13th, Dead by Daylight type games, where one person's the creature and other people are the, we're not as defenseless.
We're the prey.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and we got right into it, but I don't know. Not a lot of
It's $10. Yeah, it's $10 for PS4 right now.
Yeah, you can get in on with us too. That'd be awesome.
You can pay $7 and get to play as Arnold and have people going like, "Get to the chopper" and stuff like that all the time.
Even if someone isn't, we're all doing it.
Come on. Open up the door. There's a bomb in there.
Yeah, we're constantly just doing Arnold voices, and wow.
Church was having me do it all night last night. Like every time something, because last night he bought the DLC for Arnold.
And he wasn't doing the Arnold voice?
He was, but like to get to the emote thing, it's like you have to press up on the directional pad and then pick with the right thumbstick, and it was really clumsy. So he just like, Chris, just keep doing it.
I mean with his mouth. Well, I'm sad I missed it. I sound like I missed a lot of fun last night. But,
yeah, it was funny.
But there's a lot going on here, which sucks. But it seemed like I was able to game before and after the time that we wanted to. So I was like playing Cyberpunk when you guys were like, want to play it? And I was like, yeah, I could get into that. And then the space that we wanted to play was this bullshit. And then as soon as you guys were all done, I was on like, oh, no one's on now. Well, I guess I'll play some more Cyberpunk for several more hours. So that wasn't a bad thing. But
we might play it again tomorrow, so we never know.
Well, I'm always up for trying it. So
all right, so now that we're on to the Cyberpunk here. I'm not gonna lay it right out because you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. But were you honest in its depiction, or did you fudge the numbers a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
I was honest.
I know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Don't me.
The funny thing is the least truthful thing about my character, besides obviously cybernetic implants and the looks, but
is the wang,
the hair, the hair, because they. Like in everything, I depict myself. I try to make myself as close as I look, and I wanted long hair, and all the long hair was like super like 80s wrestler long hair. Like it would be like long hair, I'm like at that suitable length, and then it would be like
perm,
girly bangs or something. And you're like, oh well, what? No,
not very customizable from the sound of it.
Yeah, like everything else.
Like a member of Cinderella out there in that.
Yeah.
My dick's got spikes and shit in it, but
part of Striper.
I have regular hair. So I got my son was watching me make the character for the first half of making the top half,
and then the dick showed up,
and I was like, "Hey, go start getting ready for a bath." And then I had to make the rest, and then he came and he's like, "I think I saw you guys' piece." It's like, "Hey, Dad."
Now, okay, how do the cybernetic implants factor into this area of the customization? Can you get a robot dick is what I'm trying to ask.
No.
And can you get shot in it like RoboCop?
Like, well,
hell yeah.
But it's not really as customizable as they're making it out to be. You basically pick like
Church was just saying it's just circumcised and uncircumcised, and that's pretty much it.
It's like big, small.
Yeah.
That's
I've
really
been like hyped making robot dick jokes this whole time. You can't even get a robot dick.
Roboschlang.
You can customize the pubes to basically like how they look shaved. Like basically like, oh, am I gonna have like the porn star triangle or like crazy like
manscaping,
stenciled spiky lines? I don't know.
You can put designs in it.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Not really.
And some people, I guess some people are experiencing glitches where it pops through your pants.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's what I heard.
I'm like, that's not a glitch, man. If you've got the right size, it just kind of happens sometimes. You're like,
stop wearing the Spanx.
I can't wear it. That's why I can't wear button fly jeans, man.
Dude, I had an unfortunate experience at a Hollywood video as a young man after swimming in the river with some denim like shorts on. You know, I was free balling under there. And definitely, like, somehow, I mean, I guess like the fly came down or whatever, and I'm standing there in the Hollywood video, and this lady comes up, and I forget what she even asked us, because she just like looked real uncomfortable. And after she left, my buddy pointed out that I was a cow was out the barn. You know what I mean?
Oh damn! Well,
So I sympathize with the Cyberpunk players at the moment.
yeah, I was like, as far as that goes, like, and hearing about the glitches and all the problems, I'm over 10 hours, probably like 10 and a half, 11 hours into it, and I have yet to see a slow loading texture, any like hiccups, anyone acting weird, any sideways heads like a la Witcher. Like, I'm not seeing any of that shit. The only weird
Assassin's Creed glitches.
Yeah, the only weird glitching I'm seeing is supposed to be there, like your like cybernetic implants are acting up and shit showing up, like that's supposed to be there, so I'm seeing that. But aside from that, I'm seeing nothing. My only problem I've had with the game so far is like things that aren't supposed to happen is I invert my controls, my vertical, and I had to go into the settings and do it, re-invert my controls when I started playing today. That's it. So it's not as fucked up as people are making it out to be. You know, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to bury this game like Mass Effect Andromeda.
They're just pissed off that it got delayed 27 times.
Well, man, that's the funniest shit ever. Like, my hype's totally gone for this game because it took a while to make, and you're like,
in a pandemic.
All right, see ya. I don't give pandemic or not. When a game takes a while to come out, if you're actually hyped for it, like, why does it kill it? Like, oh, you wanted it to come out and be like unfinished trash, or else you don't care.
And then you complain about it then too.
Don't install the patch then.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just like, you know, it's not as if there's a shortage of options for any of us to play, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Just do something else, man.
Yeah.
Then you'll still be hyped because you'll be like, oh, I kind of almost forgot about this a little bit.
Yeah, we've got there's plenty. Play Shadowrun if you want some Cyberpunk action in the meantime.
Yeah, not the Xbox 360 one.
No, you can't because that's online only.
Yeah, it sucked.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm loving it so far.
Well, and the people that, I mean, I don't doubt that people have experienced some serious glitches or issues, but I mean, that's kind of par for the course with modern gaming. That happens. They'll patch the shit or whatever, and they'll be fine. Just
especially with the sprawling open worlds, like these open world games. Yeah, not everything's going to be perfect ever in these games.
There's a lot of moving parts in there, you know.
It's pretty ambitious too. So I mean, you got to expect there to be some hiccups.
And the funny thing with this kind of shit is, like, I don't know. I always hear about this game's jank as fuck. It's broken. It's garbage. It's unplayable. And then I play it. I'm like, where?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, even if it's not perfect, the only question that matters is, was it funner than just not playing a game? You know?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Then shut up about the fucking wieners popping out your pants or whatever. Just deal with it.
There's Chelsea got nothing worth popping out of their pants in public. Fucking losers.
It happened to me. I'm still here, you know. It's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why you're like, oh, I can wait on it for a bit. It's not. It's not a day one. I've been there.
It's like been there, done that. Yeah.
Mo's been living in 2077 for years.
Man, it's just I don't know.
It's
why
my flux capacitor.
Dude, my flux capacitor should be able to be mechanical. I don't understand why they didn't include that as an option.
I mean,
I'm calling shenanigans on that game for not giving you the option to have a RoboWang.
No RoboDong? What the hell?
When you're making your character, you're basically just doing visual things, and you're not like picking like, oh, I've got a cybernetic left arm or anything. Like, you could do all that shit in game. You go to basically a doctor called like a Ripper Doc, and they're the ones that like install the shit on you. Maybe at some point there is a RoboDick in the future. Maybe that's some.
Hey, they might be able to add in some back alley fucking peen surgery where you go in there and just get like a big old Tetsuo the Iron Man drill dick installed or something. And
another arm with a permanent fit.
Yeah, baby hand. Oh man!
Hell yeah! Why stop at one? Just have like a set of Goro arms down there. You know?
have like a Swiss Army knife that just this one.
Yeah,
whichever one is best for the situation you're in.
What's your style?
Yeah,
just peacocking like. Yeah, anyway, Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah, so it's yeah, it's a great game. I'm enjoying it, and yeah, it's not the only shit I've been playing lately though. Is that it for what you guys have been playing?
I mean, I guess like again, I'm just gearing up to play some stuff. I bought all those Doom games. I got Night Trap, Don't Starve. I played a bit of that with the kid on the Switch. It's still good.
Sweet.
I enjoy it a lot. And then pretty much, dude, my normal cycle of gaming has been drastically interrupted this year. I've mostly been doing movies and, you know, ordering stuff to build up the Japanese end of my movie collection, I guess. Lots of samurai stuff and kaiju sets and anime more recently. But pretty much constants always. I'm like always playing Hollywood Squares on the NES. That's probably my most played game in history, I think.
Sweet. Yeah.
'Cause it's just fun, you know. It's just you get buzzed enough, you forget the answers to that trivia, and it becomes new all over again.
Perfect.
I did eventually win the car and the vacation, which the vacation's easy. You just have to basically win the round. But the car is based on luck. Like you have to pick a key. It's like the show. You pick a key, you know, and see if it goes to that car. And it took me forever, years to finally do it. And I got it. My lady even videotaped like my celebration because it was an epic moment, man.
I was gonna say, hopefully you got a decent screenshot.
Oh, the car sucked, but I just chose it on. It's like some jank Fiero or whatever, nasty green color. But you know, you just got to run through the roulette of it, of trying different ones with the different keys. And
you know all about the roulette around here.
You're just trying to be super excited about winning a Chrysler LeBaron. You're like, yeah,
Marlo Broham.
Oh, yeah. Just rubbing it in people's face, like I don't see two LeBarons, Freddie. You
know, Freddie got figured.
Ford Lincoln Mercury Sabre.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, though, man. I mean, the Doom stuff I'm hyped on. I really want to try Night Trap, but I think that's one too that it sounds like finding the right day with the right buzz is probably, you know,
that one's all about
advisable.
memorization.
Yeah,
maybe not. You know?
It's all about
Might wanna do
memorizing that
first.
time code and where you need to be at each. Because I don't think the game ever really changes randomly the way things happen. It's all about remembering what room you need to be in with the cameras at whatever time code it is. Because there's things happening all the time. You just got to remember where they're happening and what time.
Yeah, they got to make like a roguelike FMV game where it just
God.
changes every time. Every time you play, it's totally
Well,
different.
what's it called? It's like that. Which one was it? It wasn't Ground Zero. It might have been Ground Zero Texas.
Okay.
I know there was one of them for the Sega CD that was kind of like that, where everything happened randomly and it wasn't all about memorization. I can't remember which one it was.
Sweet. Well, I just recently got a Sega CD and it's still being repaired. It's been like many months. The guy's like, "Oh, I think it's done." I'm like, "Then fucking get a hold of me."
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say because I've had like a transaction basically on hold since I got it, and then I realized it didn't work.
That was over the summer, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. The guy fucking had it since, and I'm like, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you a shout about it later." I'm like,
What's
"Did
he
you fucking
doing,
sell
bro?
it? Did you sell it or what?" Like,
Is it gonna still have its innocence when it shows back up?
right?
Why are you hanging on to my Sega so long, bro?
Yeah, I was like, "God damn, man!" And I even gave him I gave him the game that I got with it to like check it out in case he didn't have any. And then I'm like, "Did he just sell it as a bundle and fix it, or what the fuck, dude?" So now that I remember, I'll probably message him right after this and be like, "Where's it at?" But
Where's my shit?
yeah.
See, I'm not serious enough about wanting to play Sega CD to buy one because it just sounds like a pain in the ass, and I really just don't need other gaming stuff around like that. But I think they did do an EverDrive that will let you run the games now.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
swear I read like an article about that a while back. So
There's always the Polymega if it ever comes out.
And I'm pretty sure that the you could just burn games and play them on there too. So
yeah,
well,
yeah,
I could do that shit. Yeah, I'm hoping that I get, because I was like, I wanted to get a decent collection. The guy I was talking to had like most of the games I'd really want that weren't, you know, the stupid expensive ones. They were actually a decent price.
well,
and
and
even
is
at
the
the games
library
that-
like huge for it, or is it pretty limited?
I think it's like 150 or 60 games.
So it balances out at the end, like even the expensive ones. When you think about it, you know, it's,
I want to
it's
say
like
the
eventually, if you go ahead,
Yeah,
the most expensive one's what, Popful Mail
I think so. Yeah.
or the Space Adventure?
Yeah. There's like those two. I think are the biggest ones.
Yeah, there's only like I want to say out of all the games available for, there's maybe 7 or 8 that are kind of like, what?
Yeah. What do you think?
Right.
Especially for a disc rot. That's why I never went out of my way to get this. Like my buddy gave it to me, but then I just got kind of hyped on like, oh, I can play Sega CD now. Like it's the same reason I never got a Saturn, because I'm like, that's just opening a can of worms that I'm gonna feel compelled to.
It's a good can of worms, though.
I'm gonna get some good shit in it. Yeah, but it's a pricey ass can of worms. But it's
I think that's the way to. I mean, because if you look at it, though, spread out, like even something that has a lot more games in the library that you can get a lot more of them cheaper for. Like in the end, you're gonna pay more collecting for that than you would something like.
Yeah, I got lucky with my Saturn stuff because I bought most of the stuff I wanted like way back in 2013, 2014 before they spiked.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I never see him around here. I never see him in the wild at all. So it's not like, you know, I won't be like, oh, I'll get lucky and find him like I do with Super Nintendo games and NES games. Like they're just nowhere. People probably just like threw them out. Like I barely even come across like decent PS1 games around here. So I'm like, that's just something that I've just never thought to, you know, I'd be buying them at conventions and that's about it.
That's what the MGC for me is to get all the Saturn games.
So that's why it's just like, I'm not really into it. If it's not something I can readily get near me or have like a decent chance at finding, like I even find Sega Master System shit around here, but I never find Sega CD shit. Or
hey man, I've been collecting mainly Famicom for a couple of 2-3 years now, and that's kind of the boat you're in. You can find them in weird places like random Mexican grocery stores, and I don't know why. I mean, sure, I'll buy this sumo game from you. Why not?
Yeah, like, exactly. But I mean, like even when it comes to Famicom, like they're pretty. You can put in a fat order from Japan and like get a bunch of good shit for like pennies on the dollar. So like that's still decent. And like
and get a lot of the heavy hitters for like really cheap in Japan too.
Yeah, like I got a ton of Super Famicom games, but I don't have like the regular Famicom shit. I just got the adapter and like a couple of those like cheap ass Chinese multi carts. I got who knows what the hell on it.
I've got a couple really badass ones. Like it's just got Resident Evil 5 art on the cover or something for no reason.
Oh, I've got a couple. Is it red? I've got
I think it might be. It's like orange or something like that.
Yeah, I've got a couple of like bootleg NES carts that are like one's like a 401 and the other's like 150 in one, and they've got like a lot of the most notable games on it, so they're pretty tight. But yeah,
I love it when they're like all mislabeled too. Like some of those cheap ass like Chinese multi carts will just have just nonsensical names, and then you click on it and it's like, oh, shit, it's just like ice hockey for Nintendo or something. You know?
Yeah, right. They're like, it'll be something like gun ammo or something. And you're like, click on it,
some
like,
shit like that.
Like, yeah, it's Contra. Just say Contra. Why are you trying to deflect people from playing Contra? Like,
we've already booted up a multi-cart. This is sketchy from the get-go. Like, just put the title of the damn game.
Why are you hiding shit now? It's too late. We're already fired up.
The Sega CD stuff, and I think isn't the Saturn games in those same like big jewel cases.
Yeah.
It makes it tempting. Like I'd love to have, because anytime I see in a group someone has like a big set of Sega CD or Saturn games or whatever. They look beautiful. I mean, there's just something about those big jewel case things that are awesome. But I guess those are a pain in the ass to find them like unbroken too.
Well, that's the thing is now there's a bunch of people on Amazon who actually sell replacement ones.
Oh, nice.
So if you have broken ones, you can just always buy the ones to replace them. It's not that difficult, but I love my Saturn. I love my Saturn. I mean, like I said, once I get back into streaming again, I'm streaming my Saturn collection. I mean, I'm going to play through every game I have.
Hell yes.
Like I've always wanted a Saturn, like since it was new, but I never even seen one. I never knew anyone who had one. I never even seen one until like I was collecting.
I knew one kid. His name was Kyle, and he's a weird fucking kid, dude. But I went to his house a couple of times because he had a Sega Saturn. I had no shame about that. I didn't really like him very much, but
just wore your headset over there. Cool. Just booted up the Saturn until you were bored and left.
Yeah, it was kind of definitely those situations where he'd want to play and do other stuff, and it was like, what about some Sega, bro? Let's start off with that, and then we'll see if I can't like just find a reason to go home after we're done.
You're aiming for the stars. I just want to get as far as Saturn, bro.
What about a little foreplay with that Sega?
Oh shit! My mom's calling me. Like, you hear? Yeah. You don't hear that? Don't you live across town? My mom's got a yelling voice.
Oh, you hear?
Yeah. So,
yeah, I remember his parents like freaked out because he lent me this monster truck game for PC, and it was like his dad's game or something. So they found out and like called up our house all freaking out. That pretty much ended me fucking with that kid. What? I'm getting yelled at over no monster trucks, bro. Just take that back.
Yeah, monster trucks aren't even a yelling affair unless you're like actually watching monster trucks, because then you have to yell.
Then it's
that's
excusable.
that's the only time anyone should be yelling in the same topic as monster trucks.
Well, and the thing was, if I remember correctly too, it was one of those games that still played like kind of like StarCraft. You just needed the disc to like put it on your computer, and then it was on there. So if I remember right, I still had it after I gave him back the physical thing, and so that means his parents had it. They were just like not tech savvy enough to know they could still play it without the disc or something.
For posterity, my friends at work want to play it.
It was just all a waste of time. It wasn't even that good of a game.
You're like, and delete. I'm just deleting this whole thing out of my. Fuck this shit. Well, yeah. As far as games and shit that I was getting from the guy, like I've always said, as far as like Saturn or Sega CD, I would only get into it if I could get like a fat, cool like bundle with it, and that's pretty much what I was setting up. So it's kind of. I think I purposefully forget about it because it bums me out the more I think about it. I'm like, I need to get this shit. Hopefully it does go down, but if not, maybe I'll just find some alternate way to play that shit, because now that I looked into it more, I kind of ignore shit when I don't think I'll be able to get into it. Like I won't be able to. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to buy that shit. But
right, that's fair. You know, at least with those, if you really wanted to, you could just get the consoles themselves and then still be able to enjoy the games, because you can just burn them, or like I think the Saturn even has like an EverDrive for it now that you plug into that memory expansion thing. So you could still enjoy the libraries. There's no shame in that. I mean, it's not like Sega's making any money from you buying the things fucking used, you know. So all those purists out there that are like, no, you gotta, you know, just
sealed only.
Oh, I mean, I'd rather play it on the console. So yeah, that's the way I'd rather do it than like just play it on my computer or some shit. Like,
right. So you deserve the credit for going that extra step as opposed to just emulating it. Like, I don't know. I don't see flash carts get too much hate, though. I think most people understand that.
Yeah, like, well, most of it's like, oh, the original hardware. But you know, and honestly, with like disc rot, that's another thing that's held me back, because I've heard that Sega's, especially with the Sega CD, that was like pretty cheap the way they made them. So
I don't know. For the amount of games I have for both consoles, I've never seen one of them with disc rot.
Oh, that's good. But I don't know. That was like just one thing that kept me at bay. Well, maybe I'll get into it. Stay tuned for a future episode.
MGC, bro.
We'll see. If that guy ever gets it to me, you never know. I might be like, I'm going for a full set.
Was that the guy that you're getting a couple for me too?
Yeah, the same transaction that's on hold. Yeah. So, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I want my shit too, bro. I want my stuff too.
Exactly. As far as shit I've been playing lately, before we get too off topic, I beat about 10 games since the last one. I kept going with that Psycho Shooting Stars collection. I went with Bravo. I think I started it before our last episode. I think we were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I beat all the games on that. So I went with Tengai, Samurai Aces 3. I beat those at work. And then I fired up some Biolab Wars, which you were talking about.
You're welcome.
Last episode. It was not 25 cents or whatever the fuck you said you paid for it, but it was like $1 or something. So I still partook in that.
It's not too bad.
It's pretty decent. I like the music in it, and it was a fun little game.
Yeah,
so
it pisses me off that Captain Algebra says he basically beat it in one shot.
Well,
he did like a no death run on it almost. He never had to continue. I was like, fuck you, dude.
He said his only deaths were falling down pit holes.
Yeah.
And I did. the jumping was kind of weird in it.
Yeah, it
so
is.
I ended up starting the first level over, but from that I think I once I got used to the weird jumping sometimes, I don't think I died in it now that I think of it. Because it was pretty easy, but like the jumping was kind of jank at times, but yeah, pretty fun run again. After that, I came home from work, and then I played. No, maybe it was a couple of days later. I played Battle Back Raid, which is a different arcade shoot 'em up, and it was pretty tight. It was one of those ones that doesn't just take all your power ups that you work so hard for. When you blow up, they're flying around on the screen in the rubble, so you got a few seconds to pick them up. And I like those ones. I don't like the ones that are just cheap with the power ups, like especially when it's a one-hit kill and you die. It's like, God damn it, because half the time you'll die just trying to get more of them or get them back. So
yeah, that's the racket there. Sometimes you end up just playing without them because it's like, well, screw it, I'm just gonna die and lose it anyways.
Because they're all at the top of the screen. Yeah, they're always at the top of the screen floating around by the boss. You know, like all the good that does. But yeah, it was a pretty competent one. I liked that a lot. And then I played Blood Bros. You guys ever heard of Blood Bros?
Nope.
It's basically like easier Wild Guns. It's actually I don't want to say sequel, not a direct sequel, but it's made by the same guys who made fuck is that game? Cabal. So it's along the same lines of Cabal, where you're like running back and forth on the screen. You can do dodge rolls, but it's in the old West instead of being like an Army Guys game. So you're not just like Rambo or G.I. Joe, basically.
It's like Cabal, that one where you hide behind like those little brick walls and they get shot away and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, and the tanks and everything are going everywhere. And yeah, I like Cabal. It's decent. It's not my favorite, but Blood Bros definitely I'd say has it all over that. And I enjoyed it more than Wild Guns because it wasn't ridiculously hard.
Yeah, I gotta say, like I got that Switch one and I was kind of bummed on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never really was a huge fan of it prior. I mean, it's like I get the appeal.
It's fun, but it's like settle down, man. Right?
Yeah, you get it to play with your kid, and it's just like she's dead the whole time.
Yeah. Well, then you're like, I'm dead the whole time. Like playing that one, like that one's like, oh, up to 4 players. So you're like, yeah, you're acting like it. You're acting like it's 4 players right now. It's just me, man. I can't. And there's no gun peripheral. Like I can't use the PSVR gun with it even. Like it's.
How rad would that be?
So I like Wild Guns, but it's also like don't expect to get far in it. Like it really humbles you. You're like, oh,
it's one of those games you want to love, but you just like it, you know.
Yeah. I never got too far in it. I'll have to get 4 friends one time that are adept at games to play it with me. But yeah, I was kind of bummed on that purchase actually because I'm pretty sure I pre-ordered it, so I paid full price, and I was like, and I'm pretty instantly frustrated with this actually. But
I'll have to check out that Blood Bros. Yeah, that's even the title sounds cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think the
Blood Bros.
Yeah, and it's on my arcade plug and play, so it's like a legit arcade game, and it's a lot of fun. Like it's one that you move the cursor around just the same as Cabal and Wild Guns, but it's forgiving. The bosses, some of them are fucking assholes. So it's got like good challenge, but it's not like, oh, is this the first and last level? Because goddamn, settle down, Wild West. So yeah, it's very playable, but yeah, some of the bosses are pretty hard. But even then, when you die, you just start the boss fight over again. So is what it is. So you usually got like 2 lives to try and beat the boss, and yeah, that was pretty creative the way they made the bosses even, and can't say enough good stuff about it. I've never heard of it. I just saw it on there and it's like, oh shit, I'll check this out. And I've been like praising the idea of these things. Like I don't know a lot of people that have been getting into these, but these Pandora box plug and play arcade games are like the best. Because there's things to play other shit. Like, there's lots of stuff to play NES and Super Nintendo games and shit on, and your Raspberry Pis and shit. But this has like, you feel like you're in the arcade playing these. So I definitely recommend anybody get into these. And yeah, after that, I gave it a little bit of a break to play my Backlog Roulette game from last episode, which was Mischief Makers, and
Very cool.
it was a hell of a time. I liked it back in the day, and it's always been kind of a standout game, just from the thought of it being a 2D platformer on the N64, where like when in that gen, like everything was trying to be 3D because it was like
Everything had a copy of Mario 64.
the dawn of 3D. And I remember my uncle picked it up randomly. I think must have got it on sale whenever he was out of town, and we played it together. And I was like, this game's actually awesome. And all it is like
It's treasure, man. It's treasure.
The grab command, the grab mechanic is like doesn't seem like a too far out idea, but the way they utilized it in that game was amazing. Like it really felt good to start playing it again because I got really far in it back in the day. Like I remembered a lot of it while I was playing. I was like, oh, I remember this level. Yeah, this is cool. And just the way they vary it level to level, the boss fights are just amazing. If you haven't played it, definitely check out Mr. Makers. I'm glad I got it again in one of my subscription boxes. So yeah, I'm glad I got to play it. I had the excuse. That's why I love Backlog Roulette. It's so I'm not just trying to keep up with the current gen shit. I got an excuse to delve into my backlog and try all that old shit that
I always get the bad ones.
I don't know, man. I didn't make your list. Go for that we want to play. Then I played actually right after that, or maybe even during it. No, it was right after that. I played the Cartridge Club Game of the Month for December. Is Life is Strange. Have either of you guys played Life is Strange?
I've not, but I've watched the shit out of my kid playing it, and it came with like this soundtrack CD that I just lived in my CD player in the van for a while because it's just got full of bangers, man. Something about it I just absolutely loved. There's still a couple of tracks on there I'll pop it in and listen to every now and again. So I've got a weird relationship with it. I've never put hands on it, but I've watched a bunch of it, and I really like the soundtrack.
Yeah, I own it. I just haven't played it.
Yeah, so that's what I like about the Cartridge Club too. They give you a reason to, it's almost like a backlog roulette of a month on a monthly basis. So I usually try
in Oregon too, isn't it?
I get to pick one in a couple months.
Oh, the Cartridge Club? Yeah, Cartridge Club's like a kind of a worldwide, like prestige worldwide.
Oh no, I meant the Life is Strange. Isn't it set in like a coastal town in Oregon or something like that?
Oh yeah, it takes place in Oregon. Sorry, I thought you were talking about.
I mean, living here, I'm always like, I take note of stuff like that because it's neat,
Is Arcadia Bay a real place?
I don't think so.
Okay, well.
I think they did one of those like Gravity Falls thing where they just invented a town,
Yeah, exactly. But it's it was pretty cool. I don't know. I dropped in and out of like really enjoying it. Like some parts seem to just be drag on because it's like the Telltale games almost exactly.
Right.
Where it's more like make choices when you're talking to people, then wander around and pick something up for run. It's just like doing little mundane tasks. And there's a cool like rewind feature. This girl's got powers where she can like rewind time and stuff. So that mechanic was cool. And yeah, it was basically like a teen drama, it felt like. So I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to get into this, but I was like, I owned it, so I'm going to check it out. And then, by the end of it, it was pretty cool. But there's some parts that definitely dragged. Like it was a 5-episode thing, and I'm like, I think if they made it 4, it probably would have been enough. Because I found even all the stuff, all the shit's going down in episode 5, but I was just already kind of like starting to check out, like, cool, this is cool, but I'm just kind of over it. I find that I get that with the Telltale games too. Like even the ones that are really good, I'm like into it, but then like by the time like I'm at the last chapter, I'm like I'm ready for it to be done. I'm kind of over the playstyle, and that's one thing I'd say is I have to be in the mood for one of those kind of games.
That's what they seem mood specific. It's like the type of shit that would really be a banger if you were homesick with the flu or something, and just didn't want to play like an actual game that makes you do stuff, Yeah,
and like I played it at work, so it was pretty cool. Like to play
there you go.
Because I do overnights, and there's not a whole lot to do, so I can usually get away with a couple solid hours of games, and I enjoyed it, but like I said, I wasn't truly really in the mood for that style of game, so that's probably why I was kind of over it a little bit before it was over. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out though. As I do any month at the Cartridge Club, they usually pick pretty decent games. So they're not like, hey, we've heard this game's garbage. Let's put everyone through the ringer and make them try it out. So
I'm picking for my month in a couple months. I'm picking Bubsy 3D.
Okay, well, miss me with that shit.
That's gonna be the month that nobody plays anything.
Yeah, that's everyone calls that the month off.
Yeah,
month off March.
Oh well, I don't know if I can do that this.
Everybody complaining about minor shit and Cyberpunk should have their like whole game install replaced with Bubsy. That'd be hilarious. Next time they log on, it's just fucking Bubsy.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. But that's the thing is like that game was so bad that it just gives like the rest of the, it's like a dark stain on the rest. Like the other two games weren't bad, and the newer ones seem okay.
Yeah,
but
it's got its fans, It's well loved by certain dorks out there that I call friends.
Speaking of games beat at work, I started and finished this game just the other night at work. I basically missed the whole month of October, and I had some kind of, horror games I wanted to play, or survival horror games, or spooky and general games, like everyone else. Even though I'm basically live that shit 365, I'd still try to go out of my way.
Horror life.
For horror games. But I played that Made of Scare. Either you guys heard of that?
I know of it. It's on my my wish list on Amazon.
Yeah, and it kind of reminded me. It was basically the same style as the Blair Witch game, where you basically just wander around. It's one of those ones where you can't defend yourself, so you basically have to hide, stealth, distract, and there's like this little thing that looks like a steampunk Pokeball, and you click it, and it makes everyone go, and you can like run around them. But I don't know. I liked the atmosphere of it, but I was really kind of over like I can't defend myself from shit. I'm really kind of getting over those kind of games.
Yeah, I couldn't get into Outlast because of that.
Yeah, I think Outlast popularized that idea. Like the Blair Witch game, definitely I enjoyed it, but yeah, it was just kind of like it was closest to Alan Wake. Was like the closest thing to a weapon you had was a flashlight, where you could hear them coming at you, and you had to like shine the light on them. That was it. But I'm like, yeah, I like to fuck some shit up in my horror games. I want to hit them with a club, or use my limited ammo to shoot at them or something. Feel like I'm doing something.
Fair. Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate the tension that those games try to put you under, and sometimes it's effective. But yeah, it is definitely a little more visceral experience. Is nice.
Yeah, it's like I like when there's sections like that where like, oh man, that thing's huge. That huge thing that's been wandering around will fuck you up. Like Mr. X and Resident Evil and shit like that, or where you're like, oh yeah, don't even try to fight that thing; it'll just fuck you up. I definitely like that element of like having to stealth around sometimes, but when it's the whole game, I kind of get over it. But it was a short enough game that I didn't hate it. Like it just didn't wear out its welcome. I just kind of got through it, and I actually got a little bit of you're basically in an old hotel, and you're trying to figure out what the hell happened, trying to find your girlfriend who's there for whatever reason, and everyone's turned into these like weird creatures that basically have like a potato sack on their head, and they're blind, so they just like wander around, and they can hear you and shit, so you got to hold your breath around them and sneak by, and they're actually really easy to sneak around too, so that kind of took away from like, oh, they basically have to like nudge you or bump into you and be like, there you are, or you have to be like running around full tilt for them to hear you. So like that also was like, it's just annoying. Like, oh, they're blocking that area. So it's basically just like they're just here to make me walk slower. So I was like, I would have beat this game in 2 hours instead of whatever it was, like 4.5, 5 hours.
Right. Maybe if they upped the challenge on that, it would have made it feel more intense and less like tedious.
Yeah, like I didn't play it on easy, but there was like harder difficulties, and I'm like, I definitely should have maybe done that, because then maybe like anything would have like triggered them. But I think I was playing it on normal, and there was hard, so I'm like, maybe I would have felt more of that if I played it on hard. But I also was like, I don't know, I'll try. I went to try it out, but then I was like, found myself, I was like halfway through the game, and I was like, well. So maybe I'll check it out another time on hard. Maybe it'll be more threatening. But yeah, it was kind of, the idea of them was kind of generic, so I wasn't really scared of them at all. So I mean, I'm never really scared of shit in horror games. I'm just like, that's a cool idea. Anyway, I should try to not get killed by this cool idea. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not terrible. I wouldn't. I was wanting to buy it, but then it was like one of the gold games of the month on Xbox, so I ended up getting it for free. And then it makes it even harder to want to pay for it, because I do want to own a copy of it. But we'll see if it goes cheap. If it goes to like $15 or something, I'll grab it. But I'm not going to pay. I think it goes for 30 now. So if I can get it for 15, 20 maybe. But yeah, check it out if you're into that kind of style. Then I just had I don't know, I just wanted to play some. I actually watched John Riggs' video about, he's been doing those ranking videos of all the NES games, and he did his Taito one. And some games looked pretty tight on there, and there was one that I saw that I was like, God damn, I own that game.
Kickmaster?
You betcha.
I was there when you got that.
Yeah. So I was just like, I have yet to play this. So I went and I was like, yeah, I'm going to fire that up right now. And I went through it. It's actually a decent challenge, not too hard. And that's saying something for NES games. They're usually like overly easy or stupidly hard. But this one has a decent NES challenge, so liked it. Not much more to say about it. Just kicking the shit out of stuff, as the name implies. I would have been pissed off if I was just slapping everyone.
Yeah, it's not called Slap Fighter.
What is he punching? He shouldn't punch. He shouldn't even have arms.
Slap Master.
Just getting mad about it. And then speaking of games that are ridiculously hard, I finally took down the Lords of Thunder, which feels really good. I played it on my TurboGrafx Mini. I don't own it, but yeah, I've been going back to that because that soundtrack is just pure fire. Yeah, that one.
It's a library I'd like to mess around more in, is the TurboGrafx and PC Engine stuff.
Exactly. It's one of those ones too that I'm like basically kind of like along the lines of the Saturn and the Sega CD, where I'm like, well, I never see him here anywhere, and the only games I got.
That's what I'm here for.
Exactly. The only games that I've got in my collection for it that weren't my wife's growing up that I have are ones that you were picking up at half-price books for me.
Of all the places to find them, too. Half-price fucking books.
Yeah, I've got shit all for stores around here. It's basically like I have to patrol Facebook Marketplace or just get word of mouth out that I collect old games, and that's worked pretty well in my favor. But yeah, it felt good to beat Lords of Thunder. Amazing game. If you've not played it, have you?
That soundtrack is kicking.
Have you played it, Mo?
I've not.
It's like pure guitar solos. The whole soundtrack.
I'm
just
down.
like
90s guitar solos the whole time.
It's just the most metal shit, and you're just like this flying knight that just, it's a shoot 'em up. So it's just nothing to not love about it.
Sounds pretty badass too.
It's got like, yeah, it's got like RPG elements almost. Like you pick little like things to go, like your little things to load. Basically like a loadout. So awesome. I'm a big fan of shooting up.
Sounds like a cooler version of that. What's a King's? What the hell's that SquareSoft game for
King's
NES?
Knight?
Yeah, it's kind of junk, but you know.
Yeah, it was their second game ever. It's,
yeah, you can't hate on it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's like remember their game they made before that was Rad Racer. Come on.
I'm a big fan of shoot 'em ups, but usually not that big of a fan of the horizontal ones. I'm all like about the vertical ones.
I find I do enjoy those more myself as well.
Yeah, like especially the bullet
That's
hell
what
ones
my
and stuff like
game
that.
was.
Yeah, and I don't know. I love Lords of Thunder. It's definitely my favorite horizontal one for sure. All right. So now what should we talk about? Should we talk about some pickups?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Pickups.
Pick up.
We'll start with our esteemed guest.
Pick
Mr.
up.
Mo.
Oh, okay.
Whoa!
Shit that I picked up lately. I want to see.
These aren't really too special here, but I did get them today, and I figured, you know what, it'd been a while since I physically bought any games, so I saw these when I was like doing some Christmas shopping at Wally World. They were on the clearance rack, so I grabbed them. And I figured, you know, I only have these on PC, and I really don't like playing games on my PC. I don't know why I buy games on it, because I'd much rather play from the couch, but I did.
Absolutely.
But it's just, you know, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4. You know,
Hell
and I figured
yeah.
the way this year's went, it might be good to brush up on my wasteland survival strategies.
Damn right, apocalyptic shit.
Yeah.
Or say them in
And
bottle
then
cap.
also, I just snagged this shit, you know, because I've been trying to buy all the Ghibli movies, and
Sweet.
I've got most of them. I think there's seven that I need still.
Yeah.
It'd been a while since I'd found one at Walmart that I didn't already have, so
They
snagged
had a
that.
bunch at the. I went to the Half Price Books by me yesterday after work, and they had a bunch of them used, and I was debating whether I should pick them up or not. But I was just kind of like, I can wait.
And then you did?
It's you know, it's not a huge library of movies to collect, so that makes it kind of appealing in its own way too. Like,
well, I mean, don't
knocked
get me
out
wrong.
two
I've been
things.
wanting to get all of them. It's just I keep, for some reason, like putting it off to get other things.
There's
That's fair. They're not going anywhere too, so it's
Yeah.
like, you know, they're
I can always-
distributed
I can
by
always
Disney,
do
I
it.
think, or some shit still. So
I just need to get my. First, I need to get Nausicaa. I need to start with Nausicaa.
yeah, that's
Well,
my favorite.
that's my
Always will be.
That's my favorite.
Warriors of the Wind back in the day. It was. Called,
Yeah, I know, right?
I loved it, dude.
'Cause I remember
mean,
I rented Nausicaa on DVD or something, and I watched it. I was just like, I've seen this before.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think I'm only missing a very, very few, and they're ones that I don't know. They're ones that like I'm fine without, but we've got the vast majority of them. I think we're missing like 3.
Everybody needs a copy of Porco Rosso in their collection, bro.
Oh, it's amazing. It's. I find even the ones that I've seen recently that I hadn't seen before because they didn't look immediately appealing to me, like Only Yesterday, is magnificent. As like a coming of age sort of finding yourself later, and it's not your typical Ghibli movie. It's not going to be like high action fantasy type shit.
The only ones I haven't seen are the newer ones.
The only ones I think the only one I don't have is the My Neighbors the Yamadas or whatever.
That one
No,
looks
was
wacky. I've not seen it, but it's
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting it just to check it out.
I haven't seen Earthsea.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
That was good. But yeah, that does it for those, you know, impulse grabs at Walmart. The big thing I wanted to show you guys, because I'm still just hyped on this. It's not a recent pickup. I got it finally like a month ago after trying all year, and that's that damn Zatoichi collection right there, boy.
Yeah.
It's just an absolute. It's not as big as like, you know, some other sets I've got this year, like the Gamera box set and shit. It's very reasonably sized, which I love, but it comes with all the movies, you know, and it's whole deal here.
That's awesome.
And you get a booklet, your standard Criterion stuff. This is one that I was trying to get, like, because beginning of the year I decided to finally tear into collecting samurai flicks. You know, I always like loved them since high school, but I just watched them where they were available. I never collected them. Got around to starting to collect.
Sweet. Whoa,
Oh, hello.
we lost him. Oh no, I think he might have accidentally exited out.
Did
I
he?
didn't. Yeah,
I didn't touch anything. My hand's not even near my keyboard or my mouse.
He's right here. He's popping back in.
Okay.
Oh shit! Did you click out by accident?
No, so it's just the internet being rude, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, I started out collecting them beginning of the year. I banged out all your obvious ones, so like all the Kurosawa ones. Then I got Lady Snowblood, Lone Wolf and Cub, Hanzo the Razor, all that stuff.
The Fortress.
And yeah, oh man, still love that one. This is one because it was like $200 back then, and so I was like, all right, I'll get all the little stuff out of the way, and then I'll grab this one last. But then it went out of print and quickly shot up to like $500.
Right.
Thankfully, for I think it was like the Thanksgiving sale that went on around there, they brought it back out and reduced the price to $160. So my patience paid off because I was like right there about to buy it for $280. You know, because I was like, well, it's better than $500, right? You
Does
know?
it have the Takeshi Kitano one in there?
No, it's got the original run of 25 Zatoichi films.
Okay.
And then I grabbed like that 1985 one, Darkness Is His Ally or whatever. I grabbed that single from a friend. So I just only need that remake or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that one in the theater. That was pretty awesome.
I've heard good things. And then there's that one that's just called Ichi, which is like about this blind musician chick or whatever that gets trained by Zatoichi, I guess. I've not seen it or heard much on it.
I haven't seen that one.
So that's it for mine, man. I mean, it's, the Fallout stuff, it's, again, no big deal. It's kind of one of those things I already own them, but it's cool for the convenience and the price, right?
Yeah.
They are a very big deal. I
still need to play them.
Absolutely. What, you've not played any of them? You've not... Jesus Christ, man!
I've briefly played the third one long enough to realize that the guy that is talking to you for the beginning portion of the game was Liam Neeson.
I'm about to pop your ass out of the stream for a minute so you can go start playing that shit.
Well, don't forget, I keep on saying, don't forget, 2020 was supposed to be my year for RPGs and stuff like that, and I have yet to play a full-on RPG.
Well,
you know what I found through the year is, I'm not one of those people that got super stressed out because of the situation, and I don't follow politics, so that didn't affect me at all. But the workload at work definitely has made it hard for me to, because everyone's ordering shit through the mail. Yeah, myself included, and me being my own mailman, it is kind of annoying when you have 5 packages show up in your pallet, and you're like, God damn it, that's just other stuff that I've got to deal with right now with a billion other packages. So it made it real hard for me to really sink into a game.
Yeah, the year is my job. They split once it got really bad in March. They split we had 2 shifts, but we overlapped a lot. There's maybe a 4-hour overlap between our shifts. And then they split them completely in half. I mean, we're not even overlapped at all. Our shift ends and the second one begins now. So all the work that second shift will be doing during our shift, I have to do now, and it wipes me out.
Right.
So I'll get home and I basically have enough energy to maybe get something to eat, sit on the recliner, watch a show, and I usually pass out. Yeah,
it's easier to set aside a couple hours of time that you can actually focus before your exhaustion puts you down for the day than it is to sit down and really sink into a game. But these last few months I got the itch hard, so that's why I started purchasing digital shit on the Switch. And I figure I've got some good entertainment coming, especially when I get that Elgato.
Absolutely. So speaking of Ghibli's and games, do you have the Ni no Kuni games or?
I don't. I've heard good things about those though.
I know a couple people I know on Facebook has been playing through those lately.
Yeah, do you? Well, it's the game that I got in our
RPG.
Yeah, we gotta get around to it. But
I haven't even taken mine off the shelf.
Yeah, we gotta get on that. We both goofed on that.
Well,
shit.
Don't forget, starting after next Friday or this upcoming Friday, I'm on vacation for 2 weeks, so you never know what's gonna happen.
Ooh, we'll see. We'll see. I'm actually just remembering it, but I'm recommending it anyway. I've played the original one a little bit on PS3, and it was amazing. It's just a fully realized Ghibli world. So it's
yeah, it sounds like something that's a must play, especially if you're a fan of this stuff,
Yeah, so I went out of my way to find it, and the reason I haven't already beaten it on the PS3 is my wife and kids are big fans of it too. So I was like, oh, this will be a game I can play and they can watch and get into, and that just kind of never happened. so I rebought the PS4 when they did a remaster it. So I got 1 and 2 on the PS4 now. So that's my new intent. It's my new intent to check it out. So definitely recommend checking it out. I've heard the first one's better than the second, but I think they're both reasonably cheap. So.
One game that I saw randomly, a buddy of mine sent it to me in a package of stuff. It's Attack on Titan 2 for the Xbox One.
Oh, yeah?
My kid plays it because I haven't even started that anime yet, so I'm not really familiar with it.
I've only seen the first season of it.
Yeah,
I've heard good things.
It's interesting. The first season gets bogged down in the middle with you can tell that they were told you're supposed to have this many episodes, but they only had enough story to cover maybe 2/3 of the episodes they were told to make. Yeah, so there's this section in the middle where it's just this drawn out, boring shit, and then it goes back into the action.
It's weirdly balanced as a show because there'll be some really high action episodes, and then there'll be some filler episodes, and that's what makes it seem boring. You're oh, there's a lot of story stuff going on, but zero slashing shit up. And I really got into it. I actually have I actually have the Attack on Titan games too, and the first one was really cool.
I still need to get
But
them.
I gotta finish it actually. No, that you
It
mentioned
seemed
that.
fun. I mean, you know, what I've seen of the anime, like in little snippets as my kid has watched it, and then watching her play the second one a bunch of like a week ago or something like that. It seemed like a fun action game. You know, looked really cool.
Yeah, I'm not very well versed in anime. I'm not a I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan, but I'm not obviously like a huge fan. But that's when I actually really got into it.
Yeah.
So
out of all the
That's what
modern anime I've seen, that's the only one that I've seen. I haven't, like, before watching Attack on Titan, I probably hadn't watched an anime for like 10, almost 12 years.
yeah, we really got into it. Like the second season gets kind of weird and shit, but you know it's anime, so you kind of expect a bit of weird.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I guess I'm into it. Obviously, you know, as you know, horror is kind of my main thing, and that's sort of, I think, what drew me to anime initially is like all those gnarly fucking late 80s, like early 90s horror stuff that's bordering on hentai sometimes.
Yeah.
Tons of gore and just nastiness.
And that's my thing too, is I basically have to pick a thing and I go with games to the point where like it takes me forever to watch shows, especially if it's something my wife's also interested in. So it's not even only me being awake and in the mood to watch something. We both have to sync and be into wanting to watch something. So I find like shows and stuff always fall by the wayside, where we'll be like halfway through a season of a show we watch together forever, and then we'll like forget
Fair
about
enough.
it. Like we'll get right into a show and then all of a sudden we'll just drop it, like totally forget it exists, and be like, now we forget what was even going on in the series. So that's why I basically just decided to go with games, because I'm just like, yeah, that's something I can do on my own, and I'm not doing that. Oh, this is something my wife or the kids would want to watch. And I'm like, they catch what they catch, and if not, whatever. I'm playing these games. So I mean, there's so many shows I've started and I want to watch more of, but I'm like, I don't have the time. I just don't. So,
You'll find it where you can, you know. I think like you guys are probably, I'm more of a movie dude, really.
Yeah,
like I collect video games and stuff, and it is something I'm super passionate about. I love it.
yeah.
But you know, first and foremost, like the movie collecting will always be my
movies
thing,
are my first love.
And it's even for someone with limited time, because of other hobbies, movies are easier to digest than like a show, right? Because you just square away 90 minutes, you're good for the most part, unless you're watching like The Irishman or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like it is what it is, but yeah, like I do enjoy a good show, but it's also like I have to be in a mood for it, and I'm always in a mood for games, and I find more, it's more involving. So even when I'm tired, I can play games at least. But
Right. It is easier to not fall asleep while playing a game than it is.
yeah,
I fall asleep during a lot of goddamn movies, dude, and I have to like finish them before work the next morning and shit.
yeah. If I'm falling asleep playing a game, I'm truly beat, or the game sucks ass. There was a long, boring cutscene.
That's me at the beginning of Batman Arkham Asylum.
Dude, I used to fall asleep all the time when we'd be camping like zones and EverQuest back in the day, and then and I would lean forward onto the keyboard, and then all of a sudden you'd see just a gnome like training all the friggin' mobs, and I killed so many innocent bystanders in my EQ days. It's not...
That's awesome.
Leroy Jenkins.
Basically. So, Chris, what you pick up?
So I got some movies. I know Mo's gonna appreciate a bunch of these. I got on Black Friday. I got this off Best Buy's site. I picked up the first season of Star Trek Picard.
I like
because
that.
Star Trek and Picard, it is quite awesome. When COVID first started, Patrick Stewart went on to Instagram and said, "Hey, here's a month of CBS All Access for free."
Nice.
On us, just because of the COVID thing, to keep everyone occupied. So I watched the whole. I used it just to binge this, and I loved it. I'm a huge Star Trek fan.
Posted about it a bunch of times, and I feel like I remember seeing those, or at least a couple of them. I'm thinking, like, if you, because you're probably the bigger Star Trek fan of like people that I know.
Yeah.
And even though you didn't like Voyager,
Nope.
I'll forgive you one day.
I was late. I was excited from like the announcement of it.
Yeah.
But it was speaking of watching shit with my wife, we're big Star Trek fans, but we like to watch that shit together. And it got to the point where I was just like out setting up the game room, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm throwing on Picard. I'm tired of waiting. It's been out for 6 months." And I told her I was doing it, and she's like, "Go ahead." And I was like, "All right." And then I watched it, and then she's like, "You did it?" And I was like, No, I'm not playing that setup bullshit. Yeah,
I get in trouble for that shit all the time, dude.
Shit. Yeah, and I was just like, I know that's like sacrilege. Like we met Patrick Stewart together. Like, so.
I used to hate Star Trek, man, but it was because when I was a little kid, I was forced to watch it. It was like that, and 60 Minutes were the death toll for my day of like fun, because my grandpa would make us come and sit there and watch friggin' Star Trek in 60 Minutes with him. So just being forced to do something when you're like a little hyperactive kid makes you kind of bummed on it, you know?
I mean, even like as a little kid, you're watching like the OG Star Trek, you know, they're trying to like say adult things in it.
That was a
and
big part of
it
the
kind of
problem,
goes
too.
completely over your head, you know?
Like, I don't care how they fix it, just fix it so they can fight these guys.
Yeah,
right.
They go into the
And
technical shit. Yeah.
it took till like, you know, early adulthood and graveyard
Like,
shift
oh, I
plus
get it.
weed, you know, to fucking get into Star Trek pretty much. Like I'd always come home and they'd do a double feature on TV Land, like right as I got home from work. So that was how I got into it. And I love it now.
My dad was like really big into it when it was first airing, and when we got our first VCR, like in 1980, the first thing he did was whenever there was an episode of Star Trek on, he would like record it.
Nice.
And I just remember like we didn't have that many movies and stuff to watch on that VCR, so the only option I really had were these episodes of Star Trek he was taping. So that's how I kind of got into it.
Not a bad option.
And like I said, like as a kid, it was just going over my head, like that episode with like the people, like one half of their face is black and the other is white. There's another.
Why are they doing the Roddy Piper friggin'?
Yeah, I was like, and I don't realize, you know, I'm 5 years old. I don't realize they're talking about racism.
Oh, I thought it was just like Highlander spinoff.
I didn't realize Roddy was either.
Yeah. So I'm watching it there, and I'm just like, I like the spaceship stuff. There's spaceships in it. There's ray guns. Yay! You know, but I watch it as an adult, and I'm sitting there going like, oh.
Yeah, like, whoa. You know, there's plenty of those moments later on, because like I said, there's a healthy amount of cannabis involved in that too. So you're sitting there just zoning out on these ideas they're talking about like that.
But like, Picard is like an 8-hour feature film. It is like so well produced and done. It is fantastic. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it's really
I cannot wait for season 2. And the funny thing is, since I wrote a sequel script that nothing's ever going to happen with, I wrote a sequel script to the last Next Generation movie that they made. It completely counteracts everything that happens on this show.
Enjoyed that poster that you put up for that too.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome.
That's how bored I get. I make posters to movies that don't exist.
Keep doing it, man.
Well,
really
we'll make sure to come up with a cool thumbnail poster for you to make to a movie that doesn't exist for the three of us.
Awesome.
For this.
I also found an Etsy shop that does Blu-rays of movies that have never been released on Blu-ray, and I guess at some point these movies like aired on some streaming service or something. Cool. And they got ripped, and the guy puts them on Blu-rays and gives them menus and everything. So I picked up a copy of The Keep.
Sweet. Blu-ray repros.
Yeah, basically.
It's pretty awesome, actually.
I've been considering dabbling in that myself, sir.
Yeah. This is Michael Mann's, I think, his second or third movie that he made before. He made this right before he did Miami. He created Miami Vice. Yeah,
it's pretty criminal, like the either low runs or no runs of.
Yeah, this was never even released on DVD. Like the last time this saw release was probably Laserdisc. But it's like it's a horror movie. It takes place during World War II, and the Nazis occupy this like Slavic town, and there's a church at the center of the town that is like covered in like these silver crosses, and the Nazis are trying to raid it for the silver, but they're also trying to use it as a bunker. And when they start ripping the silver crosses out, they release this demon that's been like trapped in the basement. And it's this dude, and he like sucks your soul out. It's one of Ian McKellen's first movies.
I think I've seen it.
Doesn't that have like different poster art where the fucking the logo looks like it's like those laser? It's like how they come down all weird.
Yes.
I always thought that looked
it's
rad.
the light coming out of the temple that says the key.
Yeah.
Yes. And I saw it on cable when I was a kid, and I probably should never have seen it because there's scenes of people exploding.
Hell yeah!
Like the demon thing. The demon thing looks
dude.
at a Nazi, and you see him just kind of go like, huh?
It makes you be more careful about.
rips a guy in half by looking at him.
When you see how easily people can explode, it makes you be more careful as a kid. So
It does. Yeah, you might just pop. You know?
it's like
But
quicksand.
And also, the movie also does not make a hell of a lot of sense because it was like butchered in post production. But I find it entertaining, just like as a visual thing. And the music by Tangerine Dream is pretty cool too. But like narratively, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
It's some good beer and popcorn shit, you know.
But I also picked up a copy of Fright Night Part 2 because this has never seen a home video release on Blu-ray, or I don't even think it came out on DVD.
Damn.
I still have it on VHS. So
yeah, that's the last time I saw it was like on cable, I think.
Wow.
But yeah, not as good as the first one, but it's still entertaining.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's just like trying to find like some movies I've tried to find Blu-ray copies of. Like I was trying to find Freaked forever.
the thing that's out now.
It's out, but it's like stupid expensive.
Yeah, I think it's out of print. It was I think that was one of the first movies that like Shout Factory put out, I think. But yeah, the other movie they had on the site that I was thinking about picking up was The Hitcher, the original Hitcher with Rutger Hauer.
hell yes, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
And then the last one I picked up, I was talking about this in my one of my movie streams. I was talking about the DVDs. I replaced my DVD copy of My Science Project with a Blu-ray copy.
Sweet.
And this is probably one of my favorite movies from the 80s. It's stupid as hell, but it's funny. Like a kid finds an alien engine and decides to use it as a science project for his final in high school, and ends up turning his high school into a time warp where like dinosaurs and aliens are roaming free in the hallways and shit, and it's up to him to take it out. It's pretty cool. It's got Fisher Stevens in it from the Short Circuit movies. You know, the guy who played the Indian character. He plays an Italian stereotype in here. That really kind of annoying, but like he has some of the best lines. Like they get arrested for blowing up a power line. The group of main characters, and when he's getting his mugshot taken, he refuses to take his sunglasses off. So this mannish female cop walks up to him, and she's like, "Tell me, Slick, why you wear your sunglasses at night?" Because it's like midnight when they're getting the picture taken. He goes, "Because when you're cool, the sun shines on you 24 hours a day."
It's true, man. I tell you, that Corey Hart song did.
And then she like slaps him upside the head and knocks the glasses off. He's like, "Chill out, Butch, and get a shave."
I will be right back, dude. I gotta let my dog out real quick.
Okay,
absolutely. Props. All right, what else you got for us, Chris?
When it comes to like games, I got some stuff from Radical Reggie.
Games.
Yeah, Radical Reggie was selling some stuff on his Facebook page, so I picked up Marvel Land for the Genesis.
Nice.
Which I remember reading about in Brett Weiss's book that he gave me to review. It wasn't like one of the ones specifically about a console. It was about like all the games that came out within a year or a space of years. Like
video games like 1986 to 1992.
Like 91 or whatever. And this was in it when I was reading through the Genesis portion of it. And I was just kind of like, that sounds interesting. I never heard of that. And I just never see it. So when he put it up for sale, I was like, now's my chance. And he gave it to me for a better deal than he was selling it on the site because he was like, hey, my buddy, I'll sell it to you. Yeah. And I also got from him this repro of a Japanese game called Nadia, Secret of Blue Water. I guess it's based off of an anime.
Yeah, a couple of friends of mine have been watching through it recently.
And it's like a visual novel mixed with an adventure game.
Is that kind of how they did that Akira game for Famicom?
Yeah, sort of. But if you look at it, I mean, it looks kind of Legend of Zelda with walking around and stuff, but you don't actually do any combat from what it sounds like.
God damn, you got to walk to the next chapter?
I guess. But he said it's entertaining, so I picked it up.
Cool.
Also got this Game Boy game that's like a homebrew that the Game Deflators were talking about on Twitch. It's called Quest Arrest. And they put it down as like their Just Beat It thing for the Polykill thing on Twitter. And I was like, oh, what's that all about? So I checked it out, and it's a police game. When you do combat, it looks like Pokemon, and you can see it like right there. But the whole idea behind it is you're playing as a cop, and by doing certain things in the community, you get like respect points. and the more respect points you have, the easier it is to do your job. More people respond to you more positively, and if you start acting like an asshole, the respect points disappear, and then it's harder for you to do your job.
Oh, it sounds very realistic. Actually.
Yeah, it just sounded really interesting.
Well, no respect for the police.
Yeah, like one guy did this, and it's a Game Boy game, and he shows it like it's a black and white Game Boy game on the back. But from what I understand, this will actually play on the Game Boy Color and be in color.
Super cool.
That's going to run around.
And
Jason knows about this one. I went to Half Price Books after work yesterday, and I randomly found North by Northwest. That's the Last Vikings Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been trying to find this forever because I absolutely love the first Lost Vikings. But the thing is, I remember this going for like $60-$70.
Ooh.
And that's why I've never bought it. And then I find it there for $20, and I think I got it. I thought I got a deal because I sent you the picture of it last time. I'm like, hey, sometimes Half Price Books pays off. You know, you can get deals there too. And I'm like, I got this for $20. And then I looked at eBay, and it's going for like $24. I was like, fuck.
I actually picked that game up the first time I went for a game hunt with our buddy Church in Minneapolis. Took me to a game store, and I grabbed that and Second Star Ocean and a couple other ones. The guy he just had them on the counter. I was like, oh, I thought someone else was buying them, and he's like, oh no, these haven't gone out yet. And I was like, oh, I'll take that and that. All right. and then Church was just like, damn, kind of wanted that Star Ocean. I was like, oh no, he's not going to bring me game. He's not going to bring me game hunting anymore. But he has, and he got himself a copy, so I don't have to feel like a total asshole anymore.
So yeah, I thought I got a deal, but I didn't. But I need it because I love the Lost Vikings.
It's a good price for that game anyway.
Well, I mean, you did. You could buy yourself like some 7-Eleven nachos with that savings, or
Like I've got a Taco Bell and gained a lot more weight than I already have.
You could get a horn of mead for that, and then drink the horn of mead while you play it.
My limited run Star Wars game started showing up, so my Jedi Outcast 2. Or Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and Jedi Knight Jedi Academy showed up. I love these games, especially
good stuff.
Jedi Knight 2. So I can't wait to play through these again.
Got those on Steam when they did that sale where they discounted that whole Star Wars bundle. To
yes, I did too. I bought all the strategy games that I've never played before, like Force Commander and
there's some ones that I hadn't.
Empire at War. Yeah, I bought a whole bunch of the strategy ones that I've never gotten a chance to play, and they're pretty fun.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Jason.
Don't worry, bro.
I'm just commenting. Yep.
And I picked this up on a lark on Black Friday. It's Cloudpunk.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there going, I've never heard of it. I knew nothing about it. There was no gameplay. Normally, I'll go and research it before I buy it. But I just saw the cover, and I was like, ooh, it's Cyberpunk. Must have it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what everyone's been ripping on. They've actually been playing that.
And
it might be rated M for mature, but I'll guarantee you there's a disturbing lack of penis.
And then I find out that you play as a taxi cab driver in the future.
Oh, like the cool one from Total Recall?
No.
Yeah. It is not a meat popsicle. That's also could be turned into a dick joke. Thank you, Cyberpunk, for just bringing dicks into the mainstream again.
Yeah, it says on the back, don't miss a delivery. Don't ask what's in the package.
It keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, so I was like, I made a mistake. But who knows? It could be awesome. I just haven't played it yet.
I really hope if I get that glitch, like characters in the game comment on it, like, "Yo, bro, your dick's out."
Yeah, and
like, Harambe. I don't care if it's the year 2077. You know
I'll
what?
Tell you what, I wish someone had commented it to me sooner. When
be more out about it. We've got to normalize bringing up someone's dick's hanging out. Don't just ignore that shit.
Able to happen, I guess. People are breastfeeding in public now.
It's cool. Trying it out,
bro.
We're progressing as a species. We're progressing.
Let him breathe. He's fucking cooped up in there all day.
You don't know what it's like.
Come up for breath, bro. So what you get, Jason?
Oh, I got several stuff.
Yeah,
should I go?
Show us your wares, sir.
Show my movies. I got a little bit of everything that I collect, so it's cool. No, I'll start with games because actually the games are a little blocking what I've got. But I got something I pre-ordered months ago, and I'm happy.
Like his character's dick on Cyberpunk.
No, his dick's huge. So, I mean, he looks like an octopod. He looks like an octopod walking around. It's crazy. Anyway, I got Crosscode from Strictly Limited with the cool steelbook. So yeah, I ordered that probably since COVID. So, but it's one of the first things that I actually put my Canadian address on instead of my American PO box address where I get everything else shipped, because it was the same price for shipping.
He must be so pissed at you, dude.
The other games I ordered from there are all shipped to my PO box, and I couldn't change the shipping because I tried.
They probably got a stack of your stuff up to the ceiling.
Yeah, especially with the collector's edition and shit. But
they're probably like, "Where's this fucking guy?"
It is what it is. Yeah, because I think I've gotten like 3 or 4 games from there, and 3 of them have come out now. So I've got another 2 over there waiting. What's the 2 volumes of the what's it called?
Dark.
No,
the Man of Medan, or
the shooter series. What is it called? Turrican. The Turrican collection 1 and 2. I got 1 and 2. Turrican
banging soundtrack on.
I ordered that. I ordered that shit, and I haven't gotten it.
So I said that's the only one that hasn't shipped yet.
Oh, hasn't shipped yet. Oh, okay.
All the other ones I bought now I think have shipped, and all the other ones are there except for Crosscode. So
okay, my bad.
And then the other one. My only other game pickup since the last episode is pretty obvious. Like I said, I double dipped. I bought it again, so I can play it. But it's cool. It comes with junk. Not just not just hangy junk. There's postcards. There's compendiums. There's maps. There's a French version of the compendium. There's stickers. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe if the collector's edition, if the collector's edition doesn't come with all that shit, maybe I'll hold on to it. But maybe I'll just sell it when I get the collector's edition. Maybe not. I love it, so I don't mind double dipping on a game I love, as I have done very often. Before we get into the toys, kind of branching between media here, I got my Beyond comics that I bought probably 3 months ago.
Dude. Yeah, I remember you turning me on to those too.
There's volume 1. They're just cool. They're sealed in these little like little box. Like there's a little box with like it in there.
Oh wow.
And all of them come sealed. So I'm like, I don't even want to open them. They're just so beautiful.
That dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that one.
The Wendy's chick.
Yeah.
Got turned into chili right there on the screen.
That's amazing.
That's beautiful, man.
I was gonna say, how did they do the artwork for the guy getting his face ripped off by tarantulas?
I love that part.
I just pulls his tongue out.
It's one of my all-time faves, and as soon as I saw that they were doing that, I waited till the 4th one was on sale, and I just bought all 4 because I was like, with COVID shit, I'm not dealing with it. But when I bought it, they had I don't know, kind of like a throw-in deal at the same time that if you put an order in, you would get a poster. So
yes,
sexy
yes.
poster to go with.
I love that scene so much. Just so abrupt.
Look at that meat. There's just such.
It's like ultra violence out of nowhere.
Yes, it is. It's just so unexpected.
Yeah, it's just like zombie, boom.
Yeah, just perfect. I was so
normally they don't do in kids like that in horror movies too. They don't do in kids, period. So I was just seeing her.
Yeah, even the slasher films, the kids are always left alone. They always.
I think the last time I saw a kid get murdered was probably Alien vs. Predator 2. You see that the newborn come out of him.
Yeah.
Dude, fun fact. Very first time I ever saw The Beyond was on a tape that a friend in high school hooked me up with that also had Reanimator on it. So I saw them both like at the same time.
Oh, that's pretty badass.
Hell of a double feature.
First time I ever saw it was the first movie I ever watched on the internet. Some random link. It was pre-YouTube. Just like some fucking what's it called? whatever player. What's that one that they're like shutting down this month?
Is it Vimeo maybe, or I don't know?
Yeah, what is it?
Those other
Player,
sites that you
called.
sometimes.
Yeah,
find
well,
movies
it
on.
was like a little embedded link, and that's the first
Yeah.
movie I ever watched online, and it was on the other name of it. It was at the 13 Doors of Death or whatever.
So, that sounds familiar.
And so I watched it as that and fell in love with it then, and I've never been able to find a copy to buy, but I should probably get on that.
Yeah.
Well,
my dad bought that. Anchor Bay released like
Yes.
those movies on DVD with that metal case. And my dad had bought like a stack of them. He found them at Best Buy on sale. So he bought like The Evil Dead 2, I want to say Hellraiser, and he bought The Beyond. But I don't know what he thought The Beyond was, but it was not what he thought it was going to be.
maybe From Beyond. I
don't know. But he bought it, and I remember looking at it because I knew about it. I'd never seen it before, but I knew what it was, and I've heard of it. And I was just kind of like, why did you buy that? Because I know you're absolutely going to hate it. It's like, oh, I think I've seen it. I might be okay. And then he watches, like, yeah, you can have it. And that was the first time I ever saw it.
I still just have it on those old, like, what is the Anchor Bay clamshell VHSs. Those were always really nice, you know.
Yeah.
It's just every one of them that I've bought, I think I've never upgraded because I just like popping those bad boys in.
I'm one of those that doesn't really upgrade copies of stuff, but I'm also the same one that buys Terminator on every format possible.
Right. I've started to with certain things, if it's something that really means a lot to me lately, I'm trying to make a point to like upgrade it. Like I'd like to get that was the Scream Factory It's Alive collection.
Oh yeah.
That's one that's on my immediate radar. I just ordered, so this isn't something I can show because I don't have it yet. But the Herschel Gordon Lewis Feast, that box set.
Sweet.
So,
yeah, I'm kind of reluctant to upgrade to like 4K stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at it, will it benefit? So like,
that's the thing. It's only certain movies I'm doing for, like stuff like let's say Blade Runner 2049. Like that movie is just beautiful looking, and I'm like, okay, that I can up. Yeah, visually, I'm like that would definitely benefit, but. Yeah. For something like Home Alone, why would I bother?
Yeah, why? Who cares? The way I do it is basically this. If it's a newer movie that's like some visual spectacle shit, I'll try to get it on at least Blu-ray. I haven't made the leap to 4K yet. Still watch a lot of stuff on VHS, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not a big resolution guy, as long as it doesn't.
It's one of those things, like, if it's convenient, I'll get it on Blu-ray. But most normal movies, like especially older shit, I'd rather have it on DVD, honestly. But animation, whether it's anime or like American anime, anything animated looks crisp as fuck on Blu-ray or better.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thing lately, is trying to like buy on Blu-ray when I can for that stuff, and then upgrade eventually, which is going to be expensive and annoying, but whatever.
Yeah, like I have Gremlins. I have Gremlins and the Goonies on 4K, but the only reason I bought those was because I didn't own them on Blu-ray.
Plus, it doesn't that fucking Goonies 4K look like a badass Jolly Roger or something?
Damn
like
right. But I'm just upgrading. Like, I'll get rid of a Blu-ray copy to get a 4K only if it's like something specific.
Fair enough. I'll probably do that. I mean, eventually I'll get a 4K TV and start doing that stuff, I'm sure, because it is nice for certain things. Those Hobbit ones, too, kind of made me, or the Lord of the Rings ones.
Yeah, the I think if they're the extended cuts, I will definitely get that 4K set.
Well,
I gotta get the Hobbit one too, because I can't stand them just having the one half of the thing. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna sink the money on those bastards.
I thought you were going to troll Chris and say you had to get the Hobbit ones first because they're more important.
Well, they did come first chronologically. So.
Right.
They come last creatively.
Yeah. Well, as far as other shit I picked up, we're going to delve into the toys. So, as we know, I like Star Wars. I don't collect Star Wars, except for, like I said, the Lego sets seem to be my Star Wars collection. But I saw this some bitch for like 70% off clearance, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna not get Boba Fett for.
Is it Dad bought Boba?
No, he's pretty trim.
Boba Fett, they called him.
Yeah,
it's Empire. So
So it's before he actually did some cool shit.
Yeah, that's when he was just like, "Oh,
I'm a delivery guy.
If you read this book, it's cool. If you play this game, he's cool."
I'm a delivery guy that talks all low and stuff.
It was nice to see him be an actual badass rather than just his costume being badass.
Yeah, that's about it.
So that was refreshing.
He's so mysterious.
And these next ones, I don't think I've ever shown, but I've had them for a while. But I think I remember why I held out on showing them. When I went on my trip, I actually picked a bunch of these bad boys up. But I started collecting the retro Marvel Legends Spider-Man set.
Ooh.
So I got Parker. And this one's a weird one. I got Gwen Stacy. But as you can see, it's modeled after the 90s Spider-Man show, which Gwen Stacy was never on.
I was going to say, does she have a broken neck?
There's an optional Mary Jane head. Well, obviously, you can snap her
There
neck.
is an optional. You can snap her neck.
Yeah, can you snap her neck?
This is very... It's very you can just swap her out and just get a new girl right away. Just rip her out.
Oh, so it's Mary. You can have it be Mary Jane or Gwen.
Wow. I mean,
are you saying his girlfriends are interchangeable?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of cold.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty. Oh no, I broke Mary Jane's neck.
Oh well, Gwen's back. I feel like a blonde today. I'm Spider-Man. I play with my toys anyway. I want them my toys. And then I got Electro.
Look like Jamie Foxx.
Good. Then we got Mysterio. I love this one. I think this one might have been. I think this one might have been store exclusive for stuff. I got them at Toys R Us, but I think in the States it's like Target or something.
Yeah, Toys R Us is dead down here, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, they just do online stuff. I think now that's it.
It's like Spirit Halloween's inhabiting the fucking carcasses of those things.
Yeah, that ain't so bad then. Spirit Halloween's pretty badass. I like doing my yearly shopping.
Those Michael Myers like things that people were getting a while back look neat. I don't know what they are. It looked like a little bust of them or something.
I got a Beetlejuice statue there this year, and I also got the Green Goblin. It's a really good looking one. Like I really like when they do a good.
Willem Dafoe.
I wish. You should have had
abs on that boy right there. I got do some mean goblin crunches.
Foes over there. And then this is actually the reason I didn't show them, because when I grabbed these, Chris knows this story.
Yeah.
I grabbed all the ones I wanted at the store. Mysterio was only at Toys R Us, so that's what made me think he might be an exclusive. But I grabbed them all, but when I got home, I had Gwen, who wasn't one I was originally going to grab because I could buy that in town. But Spider-Man himself was a son of a bitch to find. Usually when they make these kind of things, like there's like, when they put out a case, there'll be 2 Spider-Mans because everyone wants Spider-Man. But son of a bitch, I grabbed the ones I wanted, and I don't know if I think I noticed the one was damaged and went to swap it out. So I put the Spider-Man down. I thought I picked him back up, but it turns out I picked up Gwen. So then I got home. And I'm looking through my shit. I'm like, Gwen? Oh, I guess I bought an extra one that I didn't think I grabbed. And then I'm like, where the fuck's Spider-Man? I was like, son of a bitch. So then I went and looked at our Walmart, and of course our Walmart only had Gwen and Daredevil, and I'm like, ugh. And then I knew I was going back there again because this was on the way back from the trip I took my wife on to do her tattoo piercing course, and we had to go back later on in the week. And I was like, no problem. I seen them. They had a lot of them at that Walmart I was at, and then we went, nope, not there. I went to every spot I could even think that they might have those figures in the city, and nope, nowhere to be found. I ended up looking on Amazon. I'm like, of course, he's the only one that's $20 more than the other ones. So I was like, son of a bitch. I was just all mad about it, and then waited a little while, and it was on some kind of Amazon deal. So I ended up just ordering that bastard that was in my hands. So yeah, more frustrating than you'd think it would be to get Spider-Man out of the Spider-Man
Yeah,
set.
you would assume it'd be super easy. That was weird. Sounds like that tattoo piercing course is going to come in handy, though, if you ever decide to do some real-life Cyberpunk modifications. You know what I'm saying? It's
been going for it. Well, first of all, she gave me a Slimer, so I got my Slimer tattoo, and she started on a Gears one here, so it's been already paying off.
Working the way down, you know what I mean?
I was like, hey, can you tattoo the shadow of it on the inside of my leg? So yeah, it's
yeah.
12 o'clock high.
It's been going pretty good when she's not too busy, but they said she only got the start on the Gears one because one of her appointments showed up like 45 minutes early while she was doing it, so she basically just got the outline done. So
I've never got a tattoo or a piercing, man. For a long time I thought it was just because I was a wuss, but I think anymore it's just to hope it'll make it harder to identify my corpse or something.
Well, for me,
it might have to use dental records or some shit.
Right, exactly. Like I've always wanted tattoos since I was like 7. I think when I was 7, I was like, I had a portfolio, like a little folder of like tattoo ideas that I always like had. I would always be like, oh, this would be cool. I'd even like cut something out, put in there. That's a cool tattoo idea.
That's dope.
I've like always wanted them, but then until recently, I only had 2, and it's just been like the money to go towards it. You're like, because if you want a good one, you're paying money for it, or else
right.
Paid for. That's really a
well with the wife doing it now. You got maybe a little leg up on that there.
Yeah, free tattoos for life, but it didn't start out free because I sunk a lot of my savings into making it possible, but it'll pay off. So yeah, like I can actually use my ideas I've had instead of just letting them sit on the shelf, because I'm like, oh, if I've got that kind of money, I'd also just buy like 30 games. So I think I'll just buy these 30 games instead. So that's the way I ended up doing it. I
love tats, man. I just I don't know.
You gotta commit to it. It's gotta be something you're not gonna get bored of. So that's why
most of the time I'll just buy a T-shirt or something.
That's my thinking. Is like I couldn't decide on anything if I wanted to get it, so I just buy a shirt.
Yeah, and I never wanted a piercing, but I got a dermal piercing because she passed the course. So there's like a thing she could do like on a fake skin thing, but that was the only one the whole time she was there, besides a dick piercing, that she's not doing that. She's like, that's the only kind of piercing I won't do. But
not even if he asked really nicely. Like,
no.
Will she do the Steve-O pierce the 2 butt cheeks together?
Probably.
Let's shop that idea a little bit.
Eventually, someone's gonna be like, "I'm over this whole pooping thing."
I want to poop through a sewer grate.
I'm kind of over it sometimes, man. I ate a bunch of kimchi noodles the other day, and I was like, "No, there's got to be a better way."
Made a boo boo.
So yeah, like when she was down there, like she'd gotten every kind of other piercing came through for her to do at least a couple practice. Like apparently it was just a busy week. She was, even when she was onto the tattoo portion, if she wasn't like with a tattoo client for that, they come in and she'd do the piercing for them, and so she got like lots. Yeah, but the only one she didn't get was a dermal piercing, and I was like, well, I've never wanted a piercing, but I guess you can do one on me. And like it wasn't like a requisite to get her her certification, because like I said, she did it on like the fake thing, but I was like, you just do one where you can't see it. So she did one right here on my chest. And then I was there for the Slimer tattoo, and she's setting up for it like half an hour later, and this girl comes in and is like, oh, I'd like to get 2 dermals on my lower back here. And I was like, son of a bitch, if I just showed up like half hour later, I wouldn't have had to get this shit, but I got it now. It's whatever. She did a good job.
I like how you got it like right where. Well, I guess they're not in now. You usually have like 2 chest hairs that grow right there. Yeah, I've never had a hairy chest, Yeah,
no, I look like I shaved my chest except for around my nips, so it's kind of weird.
I gotta start applying some Rogaine or something. I'd like to have like a good Hasselhoff going on, but it's just
you gotta start at the shoulders and then work your way down.
Right.
just total muff shoulders, just
like the Robin Williams where you're just all furry all over.
Yeah, that just. People think you're some sort of man beast. But speaking of beast, my last 2 things are another thing I got for my birthday, and that's a 2-pack of I got Colossus.
Very cool.
I've been trying to build what I call the classic 90s team. Yeah,
I saw that in the last episode, except you guys were hating on Jubilee and her Pop Rocks, and I fucking take issue with that. I liked the fucking... Pew, 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 pew. I like that April O'Neil rain slicker, bro.
Her raincoat.
Maybe that's why I took issue with her, because I was big on the Turtles, and when she came out wearing that shit, I was like, "But
banana raincoat wearing bitch," I think is the quote.
And her Brett the Hitman Hart sunglasses.
Love them, dude.
That's cultural appropriation from Canada, though. That's probably why I took issue with it. That's our thing.
At least she wasn't putting them on some random kid in the crowd every time there. You know,
just kill someone with their fire.
She didn't choke slam somebody either. So
Jubilee sucks. If we're being, I'm with you guys on that. She's just kind of.
She was probably like, she probably wore those to be like, yeah, if you had some of these slick glasses, maybe she was trying to sell. Maybe she was working for Bret Hart. Like, you know how my powers wouldn't affect you? Wear these goddamn shades. You're good. But
it's like they just had to. It's like they took a cattle brand with just the 90s on the end of it and went. And that's how we got Jubilee, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So she's supposed to be like the everyman joining the X-Men, basically. And you're like, nah, you wouldn't even make the main team. Come on.
She's the one that they brought in on the team because they felt sorry for her.
I don't know why they had Kitty Pryde already. Like they could have used. And yeah. I think that original the original pilot they made for the X-Men show like a couple of years before was called like Pride of the X-Men. It was like based around Kitty Pryde, and maybe that just soured them on the character. Like, it's her fault. Just it was kind of bunk to be honest. So
they should have just done Dazzler and gotten it over with.
Yeah, Dazzler. That's what we said. Yeah, and then I finally got one. I've wanted this motherfucker for years, and I have a different version. But the bitch is tiny, and this big motherfucker is appropriate size. And that's
there we go.
You need the big
bitch.
You need someone who makes Colossus not look so colossal. Like, look at it.
Yeah, that's proper proportions. I feel like.
Yeah.
Is that helmet removable?
His whole head's removable. There's an alternate head where it's like half of his helmet's blown off.
Damn, they Gwen Stacy'd that bitch.
And
is that going to be the new joke? Gwen Stacy that bitch.
He also got different hands, I think, that you can pop on him, so he can have fists instead of titty grabbing hands. But you know, whatever. Well, I mean, he's got like, look at these titties. Yeah, you can grab these titties.
Yeah. You can get a handful there. Why not?
Yeah, and yeah, so these got opened immediately with my my new cleanse. I'm kind of doing on my aversion to cardboard, not just leaving everything sealed all the time. The Transformers are probably still going to stay sealed, at least for the meantime. But I'm working on most of my figures getting open because I do not have the room for the.
Well, and it opens up options for you to get like display cases and do cooler things displaying them in the future. Plus, let's be real, you want to play with them, you know. There's a small part of you that does, at least.
Yeah, I want to pose these motherfuckers, and it's
he wants them to feel each other up.
I like,
and I make use of those boob grabbing hands, man.
Like, yes. I like the uniform look of all but I found.
Sorry, but.
No. It's what it is. It's but I found what got me starting to open is if I had like one from a set or like a couple that just kind of seemed off. Like it's kind of no point when I was like hanging these all on the wall. But like I said, like the Transformers, the uniform look, I like that. So that's probably what'll keep them safe for now. But everything else I'm just slowly open. Some of the packages I'm keeping, like a lot of my NECA stuff I'll be opening and probably standing in front of its box because a lot of it's like the cover of the movie or whatever it's from, and it's super badass backdrop. But
so what's your plan ultimately for I don't remember if you mentioned it in the episode, but what is your ultimate plan for creating this 90s X-Men lineup? Are you gonna do the badass shit where you like are you going for villains too would be the second part of this question, but are you gonna do the badass thing where you recreate like that Clash scene from the intro of the show?
That's basically what I was thinking. I don't know if I'm gonna get every single one of the ones from that exact lineup, but I've
just buy Jubilee, dude.
She's
Fuck it up.
I have pretty much everybody else already lined up. I don't have an Iceman on deck that I'm looking for. I'm trying to find a suitable Iceman.
What about the guy that died in the first episode?
But Morph.
Yeah.
And then he came back. Yeah, there's Morph, but he doesn't look like the Morph from the show. So I'm holding out on it. I finally got Rogue though, because like the style they did of this, with like the '90s style packaging for the Spider-Man. They also have like a classic, like the old school X-Men figures, but they're like this size. And they finally just released Gambit and Rogue from that, because the Marvel Legends Rogue is like stupid expensive, like $180 and shit. So I was like, oh, I guess I just don't get Rogue. So there goes my fucking lineup. But Target had like an exclusive for that, so I ended up buying Rogue and Gambit together. I already had a Gambit, but I love Gambit, so
Yeah, I can't
never
have
have
too much Gambit.
yeah, it's like Wolverines. I got like 20 Wolverines, but who cares? I'll buy an every.
You're even wearing a good rogue-centric shirt there, it looks like, today. She's right front and center on that.
Who needs chest hair when I got Rogues? You know, I got distinguished white. And
It was creating such a fantastic illusion too.
yeah. Yeah, so I finally have her to add to the team. And when I ordered from Target, they actually had like a buy two, get one free. And I ended up getting the 90s style Storm to go with it. I was like, cool. I didn't really want to buy Storm. I'm not big on Storm, but it's a nice figure. So it's all coming,
there. I mean,
all coming together.
Rad in the Marvel versus Capcom games, though.
Yeah. She's not like a terrible character, but she's but at least it wasn't the movie version of her, because then I'd be like, yeah, miss me with that shit.
Hey, you know what happens to a toad that gets struck by lightning?
Yeah,
Everything else.
The only thing she seems to do in the movie, like she barely even seems to actually use her powers. All they do is like, I'm gonna do a weather thing, and then it'll zoom in on her, and her eyes will change color. That's it.
Yeah.
For like 90%
I made
of
tornado.
Yeah.
I wish they hadn't dressed those guys like those dudes that fucking like luge down the hills in the X Games or whatever.
Yeah, it's been they did it kind of dirty, but I don't know. I'm cool. I'm getting there. I even have Bishop. I've already got Magneto. I've got Mr. Sinister, who is another one of my favorite X villains. Yeah,
Omega Red.
Yeah, Omega Red's another one I'm hoping to get. I need to find a good Sabretooth, but Sabretooth's another one that he goes for a lot now. I got my idea too late. It's the thing with the Marvel Legends is like, I'm a bigger Marvel fan than DC, but the Marvel Legends sets, when they come out, I always find like out of like 5 or 6 figures, I'll only care about 1 or 2. Whereas like DC, I'm primarily a Batman fan, but their DC Multiverse line that Todd McFarlane's making, I want almost every figure that's out there. There's probably 30-something, 40, probably closer to 40 figures in the line now, and I probably own 35 of them, which I wouldn't think I would do. And that's actually where I started opening figures. Is it comes in just black and white packaging, so I'm like, there's nothing spectacular about the packaging, and I collect it with my son, so I was like, you know what? Let's open this shit. And
Right. What do you think about the death metal figures that have been coming out for the Batman and stuff?
That's the actual ones I've got on order right now. There's some really cool stuff. Yeah, the
super cool.
Yeah, the Batman Who Laughs. I've got I've got a couple of the figures from it already. I think the Batman.
I like the design of that Wonder Woman. Normally, I just kind of am like indifferent to Wonder Woman, but I did enjoy the design.
They got an Action Comics number 1000 version of Superman, and I'm not big on Superman at all. But I was like, this is like, if I buy this, it's like a one and done. Like, I don't need to buy a Superman figure again. Like,
right, you got a cool one. I
got that, and then I actually, for some reason, because I think he was on clearance at our Walmart, I got the animated series version. So I'm like, damn it, I'm like a Superman collector now. I got 2. But he looks good with the animated series Batman.
You got to get the Red Sun Batman or Superman.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, sweet communist suit.
Yeah, I probably would pick up that one. But like, yeah, it's like if he goes with the set, kind of, I'll go for him. But I'm not going out of my way. I'm not going to get Super Friends, Superman, or anything.
I'm not going to get the Wonder Twins.
No.
Start collecting Aquaman stuff. That's where it really gets interesting.
Yeah, my mom will watch your videos and go.
Yeah, like I don't have any movie stuff, but like I started.
God damn.
I started off just buying Batman and the Joker from Arkham Asylum, which was like the first ones that caught my eye, and then all of a sudden it was a gateway drug. So now I've got like
Yeah.
20. I think I've got like 21 figures on order from there, and they're all coming from Big Bad Toy Store. So that's
where I
actually
got my
coming
Tron
to my
figures
house.
from.
It's actually coming to my house, which I'm stoked for because nothing I'm ordering is coming to
Oh
my
shit!
house. So,
Okay, damn it.
I gotta let this
Yeah.
dog back in, boys. So I'll be
All
right
right.
back.
alrighty.
Well, I forgot to show something.
Oh well, show it.
I brought it over here and I've been looking at it the whole time, and it just did not click that I should expose it to the camera at all.
Well, I hope it's not a Cyberpunk dick.
It could be. It's big enough. I don't really collect vinyl anymore. I used to.
Yeah, you were into it pretty hard for a bit.
Yeah, and then I just realized I can only collect so much, and I was like movies and games, and that's pretty much all I'm going for now.
That's me too.
But since I am collecting the Tron stuff, I got the little Tron shrine going. Mondo released a special edition of the Tron Legacy soundtrack
Sweet.
on 2 vinyls or 2 records, and I don't know if I want to open it, but there is a really awesome collage that was painted exclusively for this behind this, and you're only getting a glimpse of it through the monitor.
Oh, that's cool though.
So I might want to open it just so I could look at it and admire it.
Or maybe just find a way to get a print of just the inside.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, this showed up not too long ago, and this is the last vinyl I think I'm ever going to buy.
Until the next Tron thing.
Until the next Tron something comes out, yeah.
Oh yeah, the only other shit I forgot to show was this bitch. This is another family Christmas gift.
Yeah. They're saying that's going to become a collector's thing.
It might. I don't know.
Wait, what the hell? Is that like RC cars you control?
Yes,
with
but
the Switch?
Yeah.
and it's augmented reality. It turns your living room into a racetrack.
Yeah,
That
it's AR.
is sexy, dude.
It's got the right here. It's got the arch. You put them throughout, and then it kind of like makes the track around that, and you control it with the Switch.
There's a camera on top of the car.
I think the only other car is like a Luigi one. I never seen it at the store yet, but yeah, I mean it's Mario Kart. I have to own every Mario Kart game.
I need to get it because I have that was one of my goals was to have all the Mario Kart stuff, so I got to get it.
Yeah,
it is amazing. It's a
it-
special thing, that feeling you get when you're playing some good Mario Kart.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? I wasn't 100% on it, but then I'm like the kids saw it. It was like an ad before a YouTube video, and they're like, "Dad, do you have that?" I'm like, and I had to feel like a piece of shit. I had to feel like a piece of shit, going, "No, I don't have that Mario Kart game." So I was like, "Okay, nice going, Nintendo. Now I've got to own this shit too." So, is what it is. I'm happy to have it, but yeah, no one knows about it till Christmas. Good thing my kids don't watch this, so they don't know about 2 gifts
Dad's
ever
doing that YouTube thing again.
Thank God, with all, the deck talk tonight, because
Yeah, they've been they've been wanting.
And then they walk up, you're like, "Dad, show us your dick."
Yeah, what's a dick, Dad? Show us
it's not
the
our
game.
fault, okay? It's CD Projekt Red or whatever they did.
Right? They sponsored our podcast with their dick talks. So
So we all are getting free.
Is that like
decks in the
is
mail
that like a
tomorrow.
TED talk? What about schlongs?
yeah, well, we're all gonna get Cyberpunk branded dicks to Velcro to our pants.
No, I want a cyberpunk. I want a cyberpunk branded dick sock.
It's just gonna say cyber junk on the side of it.
Yeah,
Cyber
cyberjunk.
I don't know, man. I feel like they missed the target, not including sweet robot dicks or a squid tentacle.
Yeah,
You should have been able to get real wild with it.
we'll see what the Ripper docs can do. But
yeah, hopefully that's an update.
I'll update next episode. Check it out because I'm sure I'll beat it because if I've owned it for a day and I've put 11 hours into it, I'm sure it's not.
Yes.
It's not going to last.
Stay tuned for all your future Cyberpunk dick news.
24-hour dick news. Yeah. So yeah,
There's no news like dick news.
It makes everyone stand at attention anyway. So
Yes.
So all right.
Instead of dad jokes, we got dick jokes.
Well, dick dad jokes.
Yay!
So yeah. On from the dick jokes. We got I wanted to talk about a VR game. We haven't done our VR highlight yet. I think it's about that time.
Yay!
So yeah. Speaking of horror series, this is one I never get into, but Paranormal Activity: The Lost Soul. is a pretty tight game. It almost makes me want to watch the movie series, but it just seems like something I wouldn't get into. But this is don't let that deter you from checking this out, because like I said about the Blair Witch game, I enjoyed the Blair Witch games despite not giving a shit about the movie series. So I don't know.
Do you have that pack of the Paranormal Activity movies?
No, I do not. It's just been something like I don't know. It just seems like something I wouldn't like. One of these days,
I feel it.
I'm gonna actually like check it out. It's another like Harry Potter thing. I'm just like, I just perceive it as something that I would have no interest in.
Well, I normally just don't give a shit about ghost movies, honestly, outside of, I guess Poltergeist back in the day, and I guess like what's that other one, The Changeling, Amityville Horror. I mean, those are like good like supernatural ones, and I guess I liked later stuff like 13 Ghosts. There you go. I mean, there's good ones. It's just I've never really got into it like other people did, and
they're super repetitive.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know, just what I've seen of it, it looks like it's a Blair Witch style way of filming it.
A bunch of cameras,
Yeah, so I'm like,
I get it.
I can't get it. Just seems lazy to me, and I'm like, I don't
well, I mean, it made sense for the first movie because the guy who made the first movie only had like $20,000 to make a movie, so he just put a bunch of cameras in some rooms and just filmed it from those angles, and that was it.
Right. Some fishing wire and sheets and shit.
Yeah,
it's fine. Like, I'm not knocking the hustle, but I'm just saying it's just not something I'm into. And like, that was cool that how he did that and managed to make like a massive phenomenon, but it also sparked lots of people with more than enough money to just keep doing this shit. Like
it just got horrible.
Cloverfield and all that shit. Like
Cloverfield, I would defend.
Yeah, Cloverfield, I like.
Cloverfield's like probably the best of those type movies, I would say. But like, it just
what was that one, Quarantine, where they got like trapped in the place with?
That was the remake of Wreck.
Yeah,
I like Wreck. I didn't like Quarantine.
Well, I had no frame of reference, right?
Yeah.
So
there's a bunch that came out, and they all came out around the same time. And like,
Apollo 18.
The only ones I can think of was Cloverfield.
Yeah,
but like anything else is like, I'm just so it was a bunch of those like based on true events, true crime shit. Yeah. So like one time someone was real scared about some shit. Like, so that's basically what we mean. So yeah, like a lot of those kind of shit came out, and all of them were really disposable to the point that I can't even remember one to reference.
Right. And to my point, if you can get that ultimate collection of Paranormal Activity shit is like $10 if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Like when you
and Jason, one of them's in 3D.
Yeah, so I bought it because my kid was like bugging on it because she'd seen the first couple with her mom or whatever. Yeah. So I snagged it up, and I still have never watched them, but I imagine there will come that point where I'll hit that back end of the collection, and it's like, well,
you'll be reaching behind, and it'll be dusty back. What's this? I found a relic.
I think the reason I stopped watching him the reason I stopped watching him at the second one is a character at the end of the second one does something so fucking despicable, and you're supposed to be rooting for these people. I was like, fuck this movie, and I like never went any further.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'll check one out if it's on Netflix or something at some point. Maybe I'll be wrong. Like, it's one of those things I'm like, I probably wouldn't be into it, but I'll give it a chance at some point. Just kind of like, I don't know. I put it like you were saying about you might never watch them, but you get them for cheap. And that's how I got like all the Saw movies around Halloween time. It was like $10 or something. $10, and I was like, I haven't watched past I think like the third one.
And then they had like single Jigsaw for like $5 or something, so I bought both of them, like the collection and Jigsaw at the same time.
I think Jigsaw's in the one I got, but it's like,
oh, nice.
It's like I don't know. I'm more likely to like them because I did enjoy the first couple. It just kind of, just like they do with a good horror franchise, they
did not stick the landing though.
They beat it.
Weird. It's like the first two are okay, are pretty decent, and then they suck for a bit, and then later they get good again. All of a sudden.
I thought six was probably my favorite one.
Yeah,
they're actually trying to say something in that one.
Yes,
with the whole healthcare thing, I was like, okay, they're actually doing something.
It's kind of like Wrong Turn is one of those series too, where the first one's all right, and then they're like kind of ass for a while, and then randomly the fifth one with Doug Bradley from fucking Hellraiser in it is pretty damn good.
Well, it's like I said, that one was like when I'm like I'm willing to give them a chance because from where it started with the first two, I liked them, and like the third one, I think was shitty. So it was just like,
gore. That was what pissed me off about the third one, was just gore for gore's sake.
Yeah, the good. I don't know. Yeah, that's like the whole draw of those two is like what kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I'm never gonna turn that down.
Yeah, I bet now they're wishing that they didn't have Chester Bennington rip his own back off in the last one.
Ooh, I hadn't thought of that.
I'm more likely to want to watch that now because I hate that guy.
Aww.
But
poor Chester.
Yeah, poor Chester.
I don't know. Fuck Linkin Park.
Yeah,
so
fuck him.
I'm not
laughing
saying
because he's dead. I'm just laughing because it's funny.
Just awkward,
not that he's
right?
dead. I mean, I guess
I'm not a Linkin Park fan either.
I'm not saying I wanted him to kill himself.
It did certainly benefit that joke, though. So.
Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know. I think that game's worth checking out. There's a couple decent horror games on the VR. So.
I've heard good things. I've never tried it. What VR stuff I have tried outside of the consoles always made me like motion sick. So
yeah, so I was kind of reluctant because I figured that would be my thing too, and I'm glad I tried something beyond the game that came with mine, because when I got mine, it came with Resident Evil 7, and that shit I can play for like 3 minutes without not just like being like, oh, I need to take a break. It's like I need to lay down or I'm going to throw up.
Right.
Level of dizzy, like to the point that when I wanted to play it, I was like, no, we're doing this, and I took a gravel to play it.
Is that only a Canadian thing? Because when I was a kid, we used to always take that for road trips.
What was it?
Gravel. It's like stomach ache medicine that your parents will give you for when you go on like a road trip and shit.
Or if you want to plane, if you get car sick or anything, it just stops you from throwing up.
What the hell's that baby juice that has like alcohol in it? You can still get in Canada for like colic and shit.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about too. It's like a minty water.
Yeah, my aunt would always bring it down when my kid was little. It's like not enough alcohol to make them drunk, but it helps with teething and shit.
Yeah, get them drunk enough that they're fun to hang out with and shit. to get a good buzz on.
Just drunk babies flying all over the place.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I know what you mean. I've never had to use it, but it was I remember like when my siblings were younger using it though.
Right.
Whatever is whatever.
Yeah,
but well, what?
I was gonna say like you're saying like your first experience with like the VR was like the Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
And all that, but I was saying like my first one was like back in the 90s when they were trying to make it a thing.
Oh yeah, that shit.
And it was like everything was like Star Fox graphics.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Everything was just these blocks. And I remember I played like a first person shooter with like 5 other people at this arcade that had a bunch of those, and you're like standing in that big ring on a platform, and you had like a gun in your hand and all that. And it was just like I was like, no.
And then there was
like I don't need to play Lawnmower Man for real.
Yeah, there was the fucking retina melter of the Virtual Boy, and then the only other thing I played was remember that fucking thing it was like a headset, and it just dangled this little piece of plastic right in front of you.
Oh, the R Zone.
You had to go all cross-eyed.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the hell I was watching the other day.
I think your audio's getting all screwy.
What? Better not be.
Oh yeah, I thought that was just maybe me. Like my internet dipped for a minute.
Well, shit. I hope that fucks right out. But yeah, I remember I was watching a show and someone was playing that shit like yesterday, I swear. And I was like, oh yeah, that's stupid thing. I remember
the R Zone.
Real name, I guess. It fit the trend of the time of making things sound like spacey.
Yeah, I remember seeing that at like Target back in the day, and I was just kind of like, no. I used to get migraines from playing my Virtual Boy when I had it. And I want to put one red screen on one eye. I'm like, I will probably lose my goddamn mind.
Oh, Virtual Boy, man.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like tragic because a couple of those games are pretty damn good. Like
Yeah,
the Wario
even like the
one,
pinball game is pretty fun to play on that thing. It's just
I'd love them to re-release them on the Switch and just make them
That'd be
playable
awesome.
without the-
but like I felt like my retinas were on fire whenever I played it.
Yeah.
So
I played one at PRG last time I was there, and I was like, "Holy shit! I think I might need a CAT scan."
yeah, I have cataracts now, so I start looking like that blind chick from the Beyond.
You have to walk out of there wearing those big, thick, fucking like plastic wraparound
Blue blockers
shades
and
they
shit.
give you.
Yeah, I got
at
those
the-
old
at
people
the-
blue blockers and shit.
Yeah,
Everyone thinks you're Arnold from Terminator.
there you are. Your audio's clear.
I
up
won't
just
be
fine,
back.
sure.
Well, that's good. I hope so. But I don't want to push it before this craps out too much. Want to spin that wheel or what?
Spin that wheel.
See if we can get some
So,
games rolling in this bitch.
I thought being a guest time might have became a bit of an issue. So instead of, and also I'm just lazy. So instead of putting together the list, I figure whichever one of your guys' selections for the backlog roulette that is most accessible for me to play, I'll just play through along with you.
That's cool.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Fired up, boy. Let's do this.
Spin that
All right.
wheel. Oh, Jason, hey,
I'm not-
what's the backlog roulette, by the way?
Backlog roulette is you take a list of games with 0, 00, and 1 to 36 of games that you've been meaning to play, you bought with the intention of playing, and you've been just putting it off for whatever reason. We spin that wheel, and if it comes up, you play it. No excuses. I don't want to hear these excuses. Just play it.
Like I had for playing mine because it sucked.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a good excuse. Like I don't want to play it. It sucks. That's
Well,
fine.
I didn't even get a chance to talk about it, but it's one death, it's one hit, and game over.
What the hell is that? I can't even see. Oh,
Imperium.
Imperium. Ah, that's
Yeah,
If I were
Nintendo
to price
talked
you-
about it in one of his videos, and I really wanted it because he made it sound so awesome. But it's kind of like you don't really get power ups. The more things you kill, you start to like build up a meter, and then you get a new gun is unlocked, and then you start building up the meter again, and another gun is unlocked.
Okay, sounds kind of like gun game and Call of Duty.
It's
It
yeah,
sounds
that kind of thing is kind of cool. But the thing is, just like one hit and it's game over, and then you have to
So
start all
basically,
over.
you gotta not suck at it, is what. Chris is
Basically, and
saying.
I kind of went like I played it for like an hour, and I couldn't even get out of the first stage, and I was like, "Fuck this game."
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's rough.
we're playing to
a
have
learning
fun.
curve should be a curb, not a
Yeah.
sharp fucking spike. You know what I mean? It's,
like even a lot of hard games, the first level is easy just to kind of like get you into it,
yes.
and then
Yeah.
like train you a little bit.
It's vertical scrolling shmup. I mean, it's a cool idea. I just don't think it's implemented very well.
Ass.
Well,
Well-
despite our troubling lack of angry Vietnamese dudes and Christopher Walken in a headband, we're gonna play some roulette, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what
We,
you got on there.
And
I see what you
fairly
did there. I see what you did there.
fairly both well, and I hope you get games that are fun. And
Hey, we get games. That's all that matters.
Yeah, well, it matters to have fun too. It's not. I don't want this to feel like homework.
I don't know. Jason gets all the good ones, and I get all the crappy ones.
I'm
It's because you
got a
put
pretty good
bad games on your list, Chris.
I've never played them, so I don't know.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's spin that goddamn wheel.
Spin that wheel.
See if that mushroom flicks around like
That
that.
sounds like one of those scumballs rolling down the thing at the video store. I like it.
Hell yeah! It's actually it's a red mushroom from Mario because I lost the ball.
You guys ever have those where it was like you could win a free movie on the gumball?
Absolutely.
The video store I worked at had that.
We got number 30.
Oh,
Oh, is it a good O or a?
I don't know. I've never played it, so I can't tell.
What do you got?
I got the Conduit on the Wii.
Ah,
I feel like I remember that being fun.
The first-person shooter. I have to hook up my Wii U now.
I've got 1 and 2. So maybe
Yeah, I got both of them too.
maybe if I play through mine fast enough, I can I'll take a shot at yours too.
Is that one that was? Could you get that digitally at the time?
I don't know.
I think so.
I feel like that's how I had it. I kind of remember playing that, and it was decent.
Sweet. Well, that's good.
But it was also just the Wii days.
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter, so that's right up my alley.
Time playing bowling.
I will be playing Arcus Odyssey.
Ooh,
on the Sega Genesis, which is, speaking of Nintendo, a game I
There
got
we
from
go.
it.
That's the one that I will.
See?
Yeah,
Dude's
So you
got
gotta
good
check out-
taste, man. He's never done me wrong with a recommendation.
Sweet.
Got
So
what was it? Tin Head or whatever? Tin Hat? What
Oh, on the
hell's that
Genesis?
Sega Genesis game?
Sweet.
Tin
Oh,
Cup?
Tin Cup. There was
Something
no
like that.
Kevin
You're like,
Costner on
what?
that cover, man.
No, I was gonna say the only one I can think of is even closer. Tin
I
Star.
remember that fucking golf movie.
Don't Kevin Costner on that
Tin
shit.
Star? Tin Star is the only thing I was thinking coming up with.
Tin
Super
Star.
Nintendo.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, is that that's
he
like the
sent
one
me
we
that in like a care package. Yeah, I got my copy of that from Nintendo. So
sweet.
thanks,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Like game you can even use like the SNES. How's it? The SNES scope,
The
Super
mouse?
Scope. The Super Scope
the
you can
Super-
use for it because it's like a
There you go.
yeah, so it's like a shooter game. Yeah, I got mine from I think it was Retro Game Treasure, and I was like,
There you go. So
I had no
Arcus
idea what the hell-
Odyssey. I'll
Yeah.
play along with that with you, man. I'll
sounds good, man.
probably fire that up later tonight.
Sweet. Yeah, hopefully I can crack into mine pretty soon. It's a bit of a pricier one, so I was happy to get it.
Yeah, it's one of those renovation joints, so yeah, of course it's pricey.
I got that EverDrive though. That's how you do that.
Yeah. Avoid that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of those. I think we were doing a trade, and I was like, that one looks nice, and it was close to the amount for the trade, so I was like, hit me up with that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Are you be playing the Conduit tonight, Chris? At 2
Oh, well, I got to hook up the Wii U to do it, so
All right, so tomorrow.
that's boxed up over there. So
Sweet. Yeah, if I can, I'm not sure how long Arcus Odyssey is, but if I got enough time, maybe I'll throw on the Conduit because I've been looking to play some shooter games on the Wii.
yeah,
I'm
I'm always up for a first-person shooter. So
I've been wanting to play some of the light gun games. Like I had my PlayStation Move set up for playing.
hey, can those be played multiplayer online?
What Time Crisis?
The Time Crisis?
I'm not sure. We can certainly try.
Yeah, or I'll download that House of the Dead 4.
Yeah. Well, I've got that already. So yeah, I will definitely hit you up with that. So yeah, Arcus Odyssey. If it's short enough, and I think I looked them all up before I put on my list that everything's under 6 hours or 10 hours or whatever, to keep it feasible in between episodes to beat these games.
Sweet.
So
Makes
yeah,
sense.
I'll because I'm thinking my goal by the end of the year is 150 games, and I'm at 100 and something, 134, I think.
I'm at 12.
Shit. Well, 12's better than nothing. There's some people who beat no games. There's people in Africa that aren't beating any games.
I remember like a couple of years back, I beat 36 games. I was feeling good. So yeah, props for that, man.
It's not a numbers game. It's just a goal, and I like playing games, so I think I can make it happen. Cyberpunk, on the other hand, is going to be the main holdout on that happening.
I just want to beat Ghost of Tsushima by the end of the year.
I want to get that and play it.
I got it for half off on Black Friday, so I'm kind of like stoked to have it.
Especially with all the samurai shit I've been messing with this last year.
That'd be right up your alley right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I definitely recommend it. I think the only game I didn't play out of the Game of the Year Game Award nominees was Hades, and that's because it doesn't have a physical copy. And I was like, yeah, no, me, I'll download it, and then it'll come out with a physical version. So,
or you buy one copy for one system, and then the next day it shows up, a copy comes out for the next one.
Would you happen to have experience with that, Chris?
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
Old Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah, I bought Panzer Dragoon for the Switch, the remake of Panzer Dragoon for the Switch, because Limited Run only had it for the Switch. And I kept on saying I shouldn't buy it because I'm guaranteeing you later on down the line they're going to release like a PS4 version of it.
I don't know why they didn't just.
And then it was like the last day that it was up for sale for pre-order. I was like, fuck it, just get it. And I did. And then the day that it shows up, they announced the PS4 version.
What a bunch of dicks.
Oh, that's just cruel.
I was so mad. I was like, you fuckers.
It'd have been different if it was like a month later or something, you know.
The day it showed up, I was like, son of a bitch.
That's when I was tempted on getting digital on the Switch because it was mad discounted recently. So
Hell yeah.
I got a physical version if you want to buy it off me.
Well, it looks like I'm at 136, so I've got 14 to beat and almost as many days.
So I got do a game a day, man.
Basically, beat a game a day. So what am I going to do is what am I
stay up all night,
play some Cyberpunk, and then like, I gotta go play a shooter game real quick. Gotta go play a Wii light gun game. That's doable. I mean, if I just want to hit a goal, but I don't want to be cheap. Like I said, I'm in a mood for playing it, so it's not like I'm just selecting. Oh, this will be fast, but you could do the trick if I'm in a pinch, or I could just do a 2 or 3 days of just those kind of games like I want to. And
that's probably the more efficient way to do it is just set it up where you can bang out like a batch of them in a couple of days type thing. Put more of your time into Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I think I don't see anything getting by Cyberpunk, but so I'm gonna have, like I said, I'll probably get through it pretty quick, and then
a bunch of easy Nintendo games.
Arcus.
I understand it, man. I'm fiending for the peen already. I need to get me a copy of that shit.
Yeah.
All I know is Church said last night while we're playing Predator, he was really disappointed in the lack of options when it came to his penis.
Yeah, there should be big Arnold Schwarzenegger. Never mind.
There should be like Porn Star and then Ron Jeremy and the Hedgehog.
Hell yeah! I am going to try to get that so I can play with you guys. That does sound fun.
The Predator, it is really fun.
Yeah.
I want to get the Doc Ock shock cock where it's just this giant spring arm thing.
Some Inspector Gadget shit down there.
Oh yeah. God!
There we go.
Next time, Gadget. Next time.
I'll be like Stiltman. I'll be like Stiltman from Spider-Man.
You have to call me tripod, bitches.
Yeah, if your girl's not down to do an impression of the claw, then she's not the one.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Absolutely. All right. Well, I think that about does it for this episode. We've had a lot to talk about. I don't think we even got to our topics, but
no,
who needs them?
Okay. But next time, we can always get it next time. It's fine.
Excellent.
My entire one was just Cyberpunk dicks, so I feel like we covered mine pretty early.
We covered it. Yeah. So it's good. Yeah. Well, there was lots to talk about.
You should give this episode a subtitle. It's just Cyberpunk dick.
Episode 12, Cyberpunk dicks.
Thanks a ton for having me, guys. This was a blast. Honestly.
Oh yeah, thanks for making the time and hanging. We've been meaning to get you on here for a while, so glad. I was actually, since we're all big horror fans, it was our intention in October, but there's a month of like we didn't have an episode. I didn't play a game, so it was all setting up this game room for that month. So kind of fell by the wayside, but I'm glad we were able to make it happen. Because we're always down to talk about cyberpunk dicks and horror movies. So
that's going to be the new thing now.
There's never
anytime you guys want me back, I'm free.
It's like, you get any augmentations, bro?
We appreciate it. Yeah. I'll keep you guys up to date. Next episode, I'll have hopefully some new dick news.
Yes. Looking forward to that.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. Thanks once again for joining us, and thanks for hopefully everyone watching, participating in the Backlog Roulette. And I want to hear what you got, and want to hear
talking about you, Captain Algebra.
Yeah, he's one of the most excited people for Backlog Roulette besides us. So
he'll probably text me tomorrow. Did you record an episode last night? What number did you get?
I'll try to have it up quick again like we did last time. Well, I think it was it 2 days?
Yeah, I think so.
So here we go. I'll try to have this up by Monday. It's a goal. All right. Thanks again for joining us, Mo, and we'll catch you guys next time. Whoop. Bye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Goodbye.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.